All right, guys, don't forget about Underdog Wireline, man. I'm doing a quick shout out for these guys. You know, they've been sponsoring us since day one almost, man. So it's a great guys, great company. You know, if you need a logged, perf, you know, they do completion, open hole. They got drop guns, man. They got lay down machines. They got all kinds of stuff, dude. So check them out. Don't forget, I'm gonna put the number up right here. Look them up, man. They're great people. They know how to get it done. I worked with them personally out here, you know, especially on the wireline side. So I know exactly what they're doing. Their hands are out there helping out. So I've said it before. I'll say it again, man. Hit them up. They're the best out here. Give them a shout out, dude.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Patrick Boys back again, man, with our old friend Allan. He's here. He's going to have a combo with us, share some of his new experiences he's going through right now in his life. And, man, we're just going to chop it up, man. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
Glad to be back.
Of course, man.
Who's been on here more than me? I've been here 3 times. This is number 3.
Dang, I don't think nobody.
I don't think anybody.
Now he's saying
I don't think anybody. I think it's you. Yeah,
I'm the local yokel.
Allan, that's crazy, man. I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah, we don't have that many repeats, to be honest with you.
That's what's up. I like being a local regular because we're all homeboys. So
for sure.
We all share a lot of the same ideas and
honestly,
opinions.
and honestly, like the reason what got the idea rolling was because of y'all's podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I remember watching it and driving back from Jal, New Mexico, and I was like, damn, bro.
Do that.
Yeah, I was like that, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Like the way I thought it was cool that it was a local, and I knew you, and I was like, damn, that guy's on there talking, and like I'm watching him, and it was good conversations y'all had.
Yeah.
I saw the one with Tim. I remember that one. Tim was a good one. I remember that.
Yeah,
but
and we're just trying to big up like local people doing local whatever. Whether it's like athletes or artists or musicians.
Yeah,
and we're just trying to support people locally. Like, look, there is people doing some cool shit. You know, locally, and like, but that's like another thing too. That's like kind of interesting is like how things start to like how things are now. You know how they've changed. So like I see you guys' podcast and the tools that you use and the way that you utilize and the conversations that you have with people to like help boost and grow this as like a brand and a show. And it's impressive. And I'm a listener too. And I'm like, even the ones where it's just you guys in here just shooting the shit is like some of my favorite ones too. Sometimes you don't even realize it, man. Sometimes you guys let out like little lines that, man, just like get my head back laughing. Like even like last week, you're like, you can tell like your suspicion of like K-pop and stuff like that in the music, but you're after all of that, you're still like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Some of that music's pretty good. I'm just like cracking up, and then Jesus chimes in a couple lines later. Yeah, man, Taylor Swift can eat shit. I'm like, dog, y'all gotta have like a compilation of just like these little one-liners. Man.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a bunch of Taylor Swift ones in there. You know, I gotta throw a jab every once in a while.
But that's what's funny when you
let
get
her know I haven't let her free yet.
Yeah, when y'all are just free, like back and forth. That's like, man,
and I'll be honest with you, when we started off, it was a little like we're just like, you know, we'll figure it out what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we never like have. I started doing that purposely because I used to keep like notes a lot, and I would tell Rick, "Yeah, I heard about this or I saw this," and we'd have a mini conversation before we started. Right. And I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that shit no more," because we would have some good content when we were off the mic. So I was like, "I'm just leaving it alone," and then I'll start, and I'll just let Ricky jump in or chime in because I always have something to talk about. I'm the talkative one. I like to fucking talk a lot, so I always have something in mind. And sometimes we come in blank and just start.
That's impressive, dude. From like, was that Elliot Page, homeboy Elliot Page, the fucking Greek history? I'm like, damn, man. Hell
we had a couple people say I didn't know Jesus knew that much about Greek mythology and stuff, and I was like,
I love that shit.
You gotta have a Greek name like Jesus. What's like a powerful like Divinicus or something?
That would be pretty funny though.
Yeah, man. I don't think my body's shaped like a Greek god, so I don't know about that. But you know, if it was Buddhist culture, I think I'd be all right.
Well, if was it Ellen Page can get away with it, I think you can too.
Well, I could definitely play. That's another thing that I liked about Troy, because the most powerful motherfucker was a fat fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like Menelaus was a fat fuck. And he was just like, you know, the baddest motherfucker. Of course, not the best fighter, but he ran the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's funny. I actually watched Troy too after that. Like after I made that little one and I saw that, and I was like, I gotta watch it tonight. So we checked it out. You know, It's been a
Yeah, I
minute.
made my wife watch it.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
like, you watch Brad Pitt's beauty, damn it. Now,
Beautiful, man.
look at that
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
scene. Look at those perfect cheeks.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. I also wanted to point out, my man's also the owner of Clarity Pool Co. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man,
and if
we're
you-
here to you know
Yeah.
talk
Thanks.
about that.
Yeah,
for
Allan,
sure,
man.
bro.
And if-
Appreciate it.
It's 432-323-9233. So
Yeah. My DBA is J Allen.
Yeah,
that,
there you
that
go.
looks much better on a business card.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
So if you call me and asking for Jay, I know it's about business. So
Oh, that's
okay.
pretty
It's
smart,
okay.
bro.
a lot
Yeah,
easier.
nice.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, Jay Allen. I was like, well, I gotta ask him about that later. You know what I mean?
Professional, whatever.
So last time I know we talked about it, and you were talking about how you were dabbling, but you really liked it, and you were working with somebody else. Whatever. What made you make the move finally?
Well, it's like I like the industry because I prefer the independence, working by myself and stuff. And it's like you can make serious money without being in serious business.
Yeah.
Right. So like if I make mistakes or anything, it's not going to cost a company $100,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. And then just working for a company, I was real blessed to work for one for like the past 14 years, 15 years. And so I've made a lot of mistakes, but learned a lot, picked up a lot, you know, like dealt with the frustrations, saw the frustrations, you know, from my angle and other angles. And eventually just got to a point where it's like my reputation, colleagues and other people in the industry, like the sales reps and stuff, were like telling me that my reputation was exceeding, you know, the companies I work for.
Yeah.
And it's probably time to just step into my own before, you know, it becomes more difficult or I get in a situation where I can't do that. And so again, the way God works, you know, these things, I was just patient, always, you know, trying to be there, supportive. But when it came time to like grow and step out, I was able to transition, you know, peacefully and not burn bridges. You know, I work well with
That's
other
awesome.
people. And
That's
in
great.
this industry, there's a lot of independent-minded people like me. And so we can be kind of like standoffish, but I mean, I'm cool with everybody. And like even getting started with this business, like I've already learned, like people are more willing to help you when they like you.
Yeah.
And so if you can, you know, there's a lot of skills that go into it besides just cleaning the pool. Now I'm transitioning from like a weekly wage employee to now I'm a professional pool operator and business owner.
I got you.
And so it's different. It's like now I'm like a white belt in this business, but I'm learning these fundamentals and I've got it locked. And so the good news is that as of midnight last night, the voting for Midland Reporter Telegram's Reader's Choice Awards closed. So, and I got a lot of support out there trying to vote for me. So I haven't seen the results yet, but you might be talking to the gold winner. Maybe.
Let's hope, man. Hopefully.
I mean, and humbly, that's like that's cool. That's not something I expected. You know, that's maybe something I would have thought years from around. But you know, if that happens, then great. You know, I'm very thankful for that, and that's a cool story from forming my LLC in February, like beginning operations in March, and maybe getting gold by June. That's pretty sweet.
Dang.
That's dope, man.
That's
dope.
awesome, man.
I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, I never knew how those came about. I thought it was like a panel of people or something. I had no idea.
No,
to
I
be
just got a
honest with
random email that said I was nominated in the top 5. And
Nice,
they
bro.
offer you a bunch of like marketing packages to help, you know, increase your odds of getting votes. And so I just, you know, was like, well, I'm just going to try it. You know, just
Hell
Worth the
yeah,
shot,
man.
bro.
homegrown support.
Hell yeah. I mean, you see
Friends,
them like
family.
everybody posts them very proudly. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something to be
And
proud
I'll be
of.
very proud of that too. And
Absolutely.
everybody who's helped me along the way, you know, stakes on me.
Yeah.
I've been promising that.
Yeah, man.
You know, so
That's what's up, bro.
that's some of the best. Shout out to the folks at Leslie's and Heritage Pool Supply. You know, they refer me to everybody. You know, I
That's
don't have
dope.
to spend money at Mark Zuckerberg or
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
They're my advertising, and you know,
So like local,
they're my
help.
leads.
Like
Yeah,
so it's
for
like
sure.
local.
Again, if people like you, man, they're willing to help you.
Yeah.
They're willing to kind of go that extra step to help you out, and those are the kind of people that I want to support back and tip back to, because tipping culture is getting out of hand. Dude. I went to Starbucks to buy gift cards for these people. I didn't even order a coffee, and like on the tablet when I went to go pay for the gift cards, there was like a tip button there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's honestly it's for every, like you can't it doesn't matter what. They can sell you a bottle of water, the tip's coming up. They're like, it's gonna ask you a question.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have to have some awkward teenager like look away.
Yeah, I know that sucks,
Come
dude.
on, I feel bad for you too, but I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Especially when it's high percentages, like
18%?
Yeah, 20, 30
No, it
bucks, you're
starts
like,
at
bro,
20 now, bro.
Bro, yeah, and it goes
starts at
higher,
20.
right? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the heck,
I'm about
bro?
to go European on that.
Yeah.
I need to get down to that 18, baby. Where's that 18 at?
Yeah,
That's the regular.
and that's exactly around where I float. But and it depends. Like usually, like if I go, like for example, we went to the Horseshoe, and we went to the Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
So we were there for the Tex-Mex, whatever. I go get a drink. At the very beginning, I went ahead and left a 30. So I took it. I left a 30. She saw it. I like, cool. When I came back, zero.
Yeah.
Zero. I like, I already left you a fat tip. Because the first time that I buy is when I'm like, oh, so-and-so wants a beer. This one, beer. So that's when my tab is a little bigger and they're doing more. So I leave a big tip then. And then after that, like, hey, you got to do something for me to feel like I'm going to leave you extra tips. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I deal with it.
I've been in sales and service my entire life. And so I start to feel like the old boomers that like can't get any help or have to order off of a digital menu or something or scan a QR code. And like, yeah, it's frustrating. I appreciate the people, especially if I'm spending real money, like on a couch or something.
Yeah.
Then like, I'm going to give that sale to somebody who is enthusiastic about their job.
Absolutely.
It's actually... Because sales is like an art, and if you don't like study that art and craft that art, then you're not going to be a successful salesperson. I know you're not getting my money. So.
Yeah. That's pretty neat.
Same thing. You get anytime that I get someone like we dabble a lot whenever we buy, right? And we're like, if we're buying a couch, for instance, or furniture, like when we bought this couch that we have now, we went and we dabbled around, but we ended up going back to one place, and at that one place, the guy who attended us was very, very nice. He answered all the questions. So we wanted to work just with him. So we went back, asked for that person. Oh, they're not here. Like, cool, we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. I don't like if somebody already worked for that, why are you getting that commission for free? Like, somebody worked for it. They sold me on the couch already. That's why I came back. So I'm going to give them the commission. And I make sure, like, I try to get cards and everything. And so, yeah, sure enough, we waited. Hey, so-and-so there? Yeah, cool. We went back and then...
Yeah, or if some teenager can actually tell me the difference between this camera and kind of like what they would, where they understand where I'm leaning, what I'm looking for, that I appreciate. And they don't have to just pull out their phone and... Well, the difference between this one and this one is $50.
Yeah, Chat GPT it or something.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, man.
So like when you clean pools, like, do you take a dip after to make sure the chlorine's good? Or like,
no, dude. I can go swimming anytime. It's great. My daughter's usually in the pool.
Oh, really?
That's dope. That's
especially
dope,
the
man.
summertime.
Yeah,
that's great. No, that's another thing too. My job site is somebody's personal like oasis.
Yeah,
they're at work. They'd rather be where I'm at.
Yeah,
by their pool.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I don't mind being the roofers up there, man. Fucking hating on my
yeah. Those pools are hot.
If I gotta be outside, man, I'd rather be by the pool.
Yeah, for sure,
man.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not too complicated. It can get overwhelming, but I mean, honestly, when I wake up, it almost just seems more like a chore. Like, all right, let me go get my little. The service is nothing.
Yeah,
I can do that. With my eyes closed, asleep, autopilot, listening to Patch Boys.
Yeah.
But. Like now, the running the business, the answering the phone, the researching these repairs, because the repairs is where the real money is now.
Yeah.
It's like, heater parts, pump parts, replacements, plumbing, electrical. That's where I'm like, my real margins are. And I'm sending these out professionally and confidently. Like, I don't flinch at the price tags anymore because this shit is expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And pools are an investment. And if you can afford to have a pool, then, you kind of know what comes with it.
Absolutely.
A lot of these people, they don't want the shortcuts. They want the best. Yeah. And that's what I try to provide. And so I market myself as a premium, like professional pool operator, certified. But I don't turn away above ground pools. That's another thing too, is like if you call me with an Intex, 15-foot above ground pool that you got at Walmart, I will still help you out and provide the guidance in any way that I can help you.
Oh, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, I'm working on the portable pump as well, so it doesn't matter what your equipment setup is. Like, I can pretty much help out.
That's pretty good, Tanika. Nice. I think a lot of people who have above ground pools are probably like, I don't know if I should call a pool guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I had one before.
And most of them turn you away anyway.
Yeah, when I bought my house, it had an above ground pool, and it had everything. It has the pump. Shit, I still got the pump sitting there or whatever. And actually, if it's useful to you, actually, you come to my house and take it up.
Yeah,
because it was working whenever I took the pull out. Remember the tree fell on it?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's insane.
See, that's one of those one-liners, man.
Yeah,
that's the shit that makes me laugh.
Yeah, man. There was a storm, a tree fell, and it was getting hung up on the power line that goes to my house. And they were huge trees, but it was already dead. So I hired. That was a pain in the ass. I couldn't hire anybody to do it. Nobody would do it, and these crazy Puerto Rican dudes came up and they're like, yeah, we'll do it. Fuck it. Like, I was like, all right, let's see what happens. And yeah, these fucking guys took it down piece by piece. And it was, it's dangerous. It was already completely off. The only thing that was holding it up was that power line. And I was like, just do whatever you can don't fuck up the power line, because that's a pain. That is a pain in the ass right there. Like having the guys come out and fix it, whatever. So they did that, but in order to do that, they were like pulling it back, because the pool was over here. So it was leaning like this, and they were pulling it backwards. So on one of them, they swung it and bam, took out the pool.
Damn.
Yeah, so I have that big old pump, like, and I could tell like the owners of the house, like, they did it right. You know what I'm saying? They put a border on it. It had a deck on it. Everything when I first got there, the pool was great and everything. I always had problems. I was learning little by little how to take care of it and all the chemicals and all that shit. Player. Yeah.
And those above ground pools, like the industry average, I think is like 2 months on them, because people will buy them, fill them up. They get cloudy. They'll use them for like 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
And then 2 weeks later, it's cloudy, nasty. They drain it, trash it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you have somebody like me who kind of helps you out, I have my neighbor, man. He's had his above ground pool for 7 years now.
Damn, that's
and it's not much. It's a cover and like light maintenance. You know, if you can do it, like I just want to like enable people to do that where they can. And that's another thing too, is I already need help. You know, I'm hiring. So if there's confident people out there too that appreciate independence and can work solo, and you know, like I'm trying to like offload some of my routes so that I can take on more, you know, work orders, more customers who can slowly build routes, you know.
That's cool, man. And so like, what's one of the main issues you see here, like in West Texas, like pool wise, like
the wind, the dust,
right?
and honestly too, it's just seasonal, man. Like when people start getting into the pool, the bather load is what changes, the heat,
the urine.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. But also too, like, you know, the plants, the pollen, the dust, and then if nobody's there taking care of it regularly, then it's gonna become a problem. But it's pretty easy, man. I've been so blessed and thankful. You know, when I say I charge for like a green to clean, that's something that happens a lot now. Is people have these swamps and they got to get them open, whether residential or commercial. Commercials are very desperate, so I don't mind taxing a little bit. But it is more risk. It's commercial property. You know, I pay upgraded like insurance to cover that and work on these.
If you have damages or something, it's way worse.
And so, but. You know, that being said, man, on a weekend, on a Saturday and a Monday, which I keep both of those open for these kind of things, it's nice. Like, I'll turn over a lot of money just on green to cleans.
Oh, dang.
That's dope, man.
And so, like, let me ask you a question. Like, whenever you do chlorine and stuff, like, I mean, does it like, have you ever put too much? Because one time I've been into like an inside pool, man, I could just, my nostrils are open up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to smell that. And a lot of those indoor pools, man, like I would never really like recommend swimming at an indoor pool at a hotel or anything, especially if you walk in and you smell that and it's heated. You're smelling chloramines up in the air,
really?
In the water, and it's not in the water.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Just vaporizing into my shit.
The eyes all red in there.
That happened one time.
And I never got in yet.
And we were me and my homeboy were talking about that, but I heard, and I don't remember what I heard. It's probably South Park or some crazy shit. But I heard that the reason why your eyes burn is because of the urine, not because of the chemicals. Is that true?
It's probably more of the chemicals.
Is it? Okay. I'm just saying.
If you just dump a bunch of like powdered chlorine into a pool, it's like adding like sugar to water. And Midland water is already hard.
Yeah.
With the hardness out here, the calcium and scale in it. So if you have a chlorine pool, it's important that you're constantly getting fresh water. Otherwise, it locks up and you get that chloramine smell. And you can dump chlorine in there and it won't sanitize it anymore. It's just too locked up. There's too much solid material in that water.
Okay. So you have to continuously add
fresh water.
So
so the pools I work on, though, that I prefer to work on are salt pools. And so the difference with that is that I don't have to add chlorine, toxic chemicals that are mostly byproduct. Because
Yeah.
chlorine is just a gas that has no smell, nothing. Like you couldn't even detect it. So using salt, the salt generator, it's like electrolysis, but it separates the sodium from the chlorine, and it like releases pure chlorine gas into the water stream. So your pool is being chlorinated without a bunch of cut filler hard product.
Yeah.
And
So it's a softer
yeah,
pool.
soft as you can get. I mean, it's like chlorine production.
Yeah, and I mean they use that on all the water softening systems. They use the salt treatment, right? So
Dang, that's a lot of info. I didn't even know that stuff, man.
That's that premium stuff.
yeah,
Dog.
one day
That's
when
what I prefer to work on.
one day when the podcast take off and we have a pool, right? You know, what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll put one right here in the middle.
Yeah, I'm about to throw a pool up in the backyard. An
Nice.
above ground one, but
Oh
so
shit!
my daughter has something.
That does not mean nothing, man. I'm sure it's gonna be crystal clear. That's the best part about it.
No, I bet he's gonna have the best.
Crystal,
A
bro.
swamp, fast forward. Swamp, like,
You can hit
mosquito.
You can hit the fish boys. You seen the fish boys?
I don't think
on
so.
YouTube. So these fools go to pools that have been abandoned, and they find fish and they fish them out to take them to their own ponds. They have a bunch of
They
fucking
got like
ponds
3
and
legs
shit.
and fucking
Like
3 eyes.
and sometimes they find crazy fish. Of course, I'm not stupid. It's geared towards younger children, right? So I'm not stupid. So I know some of them, they've fed into them, right? And then they're just in there pulling some. But some of them, like, they're legit because it's just like fucking catfish and an eel or some shit. Like, they'll be on the coast. Like, you can see where the house is. So obviously there was a flood or some shit. And they're going back and checking it out. So you can always turn it into a pond. You know what I mean?
And no, man, it's great. I'm
put
very
it closer
blessed.
to you, Adam.
Oh, my bad. I feel very blessed, man. It feels like part of the American dream, owning your own business, being your own boss. I feel like I got the best promotion I can. There really is no kind of limit now to what I can do. And I've even, the way that my goals have had to restructure so quickly, it's like I've had to like take those little pauses. Like, oh shit, like you're making real money now, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta be smart. Okay. Honestly though, all these blessings just put me in a position to better help people.
Yeah.
As long as I keep that attitude in mind, I keep Christ first, and it's like everything that comes my way is just to put me in position to be of better service to others.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Oh, that's dope, man. So are you branching out to Odessa yet? You getting calls in Odessa?
Dude, I
and
got
everything?
calls from Big Lake.
Damn.
Yeah.
Big
That's
Lake's
what's
got
up,
some
man.
pools, huh?
Yeah, well, I got one that desperately wants me. So
Yeah.
Dang.
That's good, man. That's real good, man. I'm happy to hear it couldn't happen to a nicer person, a person who
appreciate it.
cares, and that's important, man. That's important for our community because I know where you can, you help, and it's all right to be hustling the way you were hustling, and now hopefully you can take it easy, hire somebody, and bring
that's
it
the
back
plan.
a little bit. You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
plan, and I don't plan to ever like ease up.
Yeah.
This is the pace. This is the momentum. I enjoy it. Like this.
Sweet.
This is a different type of hustle, and what's great is that I have been hustling since like. Honestly, man, I feel like I've only really been a man for like over 9 months now. Like since the holidays, like last holidays, man, I nailed them. Like every single one, knocked them out the park.
Yeah.
And then roll over into this year. It's like stepping into my own business and stuff. It's just I've embraced the responsibility and the way that like I'm taking care of people now. It's like it's been great, man, and it's also too like. I was getting kind of so focused on business that we weren't able to train as much. And I know everybody's like super busy and stuff, but even then, like how successful things have been going, I'm like, all right, let's get back to training. So I went to those fights. Did you guys go to the Horseshoe?
No,
No, we didn't get to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I went with the homeboy, man, and I was like pretty inspired, man. I was so impressed by the turnout.
Yeah.
Just for some amateur local fights, man. It was great. Really impressive. Had a good time. And then, he kept telling me like, yo, this is our homeboy over here. He owns Texas Top Team, blah, blah. We should go train, man. Like they need some grapplers too, blah, blah, whatever. Like, let's go. I was like, all right, man, let's go. Kept hitting him up. All right, whatever, man. I'm going. And so sure enough, I have a couple pep talks in the mirror. Yes, in there, man.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, and I've been the past month and a half. Yeah, I've been training Muay Thai over at Texas Top Team. Shout out Coach Brad
Nice,
Fick.
man.
Great guy, great instructor, good fighter. It's like,
Wow, that's awesome.
bro.
I see
Man.
a couple things they do, man. It seems like they got a nice thing. They got grappling too there? Or?
yeah, there's a couple guys that are like wrestlers and MMA fighters and stuff. And
Oh,
so,
nice.
I went in again, like I like being new at things. I like being a beginner at stuff when there's no expectations, because when I'm training or I'm instructing somebody in jiu-jitsu, it's like I just want them to feel comfortable and welcome. You're brand new, you're a beginner, like you don't have to know anything. You know, like this is great. Like you just chill. I know you're the most nervous, but you got nothing to worry about, you know? And so I kind of like that when I'm the new guy, you know, because I've been to plenty jiu-jitsu schools with my black belt, and it's like, you know, you put this little pressure on yourself and the expectation to perform and to, you know, because you have a standard. Yeah. And then, but, you know, having experience in striking and stuff and then coming in, it's like, whatever, I'm here to be fresh. Like, I want to get rid of old bad habits or old preconceptions that I had about techniques and form, or the 8 limbs, you know, like I'm here to learn. Yeah. And so it's great, man, coming in with that attitude and then ingratiating myself with all these people and, man, learning these different styles and kind of where you actually are now. We're old ass unks, man. Yeah, man. Some of these 100%. Young bucks, man, they can turn it up. Yeah. And, you know, and if you're not protecting yourself, man, you could get hurt. Absolutely. But I didn't want to, you know, instructing jiu-jitsu the past couple of years has been great and stuff, but working with people of less experience, I have to dial it back a lot. You know, so I'm playing a lot of defense, or I'm letting people work, and I'm playing very passively. And I didn't want to adopt that style kind of prematurely. You know, I'm 36 years old. I want to maintain some of that drive to, like, no, be dominant, push yourself, push past yourself, and, you know, continue to grind. Like, don't give up that, like, fight. Yeah. So what's better? You know, when I look at it, when I watch ONE FC, I think those are some of the most durable athletes on the planet. Yeah. As far as the kind of punishment they take in the ring and keep coming forward. So I wanted to adopt that form of, like, always coming forward, just strong, based, like, immovable.
Just coming in.
And then everything that they throw is 100%. You know, so that explosiveness, committing to every single strike, every single rep. You know, that's what I because jiu-jitsu is the exact opposite, man. I'm trying to be super efficient, super calm, super chill. I want to bring you down to this level, whereas in Muay Thai, we're here to bang. Yeah. And so I'm not there to bang, for sure. I'm too old to bang. I barely have, you know, some lonely-ass brain cells as it is. But I'm there to work, and I'm there to, you know, stay hard. Yeah. And try to stay dominant before, you know, before I start hitting up your boy for them peptides. Which I'm sure it'll be soon. You know?
Oh, they're everywhere,
but see, I would listen to him, man, because there's people that try to push that shit on me, and I'm like, I don't know, coming from you, it's like, what are you doing though?
Yeah, you gotta know the person and know that they've at least they're know about it. They put in work to learn it and stuff like that. Yeah,
because I'm not looking for an easy shortcut. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think peptides are. And I think peptides, from everything that I've heard and all that.
All right, guys, check out Underdog Wildline Services. It's a local company straight out of the Permian Basin. Believe me when I tell you, I worked with these guys personally on the field. They know how to get the job done. So if you need any type of wildline work that has to deal with completion, production, pipe recovery, vertical, horizontal well perforated, you need a free point chemical cut, you even need a temperature log, man, I'll put the number right here. Give these guys a call. And also, if you need shower trailers, you need lay-down machines. I mean, these guys pretty much have just about anything. So give these guys a call, man. Check them out. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Patch Boys here. Blessed again to be announcing another sponsor for us. This one's going to be Titan. They're running out of crane. They're real close to me. It's family. So we want you guys to support them like they support us, right? So they're running out of crane. If you want to get in contact with them, it's 432-307-1960. Some of the stuff that they offer right now, if they have rustabout maintenance crews, trash trailers, porta potties, combo trailers, forklifts, and they're adding more stuff every single day. So if you guys want to support them so they can continue to support us and give you all the content that you want, go ahead and give them a call. Thank you. It's basically getting you back to an even even line, right? Same with TRT. Like, I think a lot of people take it, and like he was saying, like, if you are below, like, that's just getting you to where you can perform normally. Yeah. It's not like you're blowing it out and, you know, but I think TRT and peptides and any injectables, honestly, like, people see injectables in the light. Now it's eased up, right? Because the Ozempics and all that bullshit, everybody's injecting them, right? So now it's kind of eased up on the tension with, you know, injectables. But yeah, I think that's part of it. But peptides, and from everything that I've learned now and heard of now, peptides and TRT and all that stuff is just like it's therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way that you need to look at it. It's therapy. Like, testosterone therapy is just there to get you to an even keel, right? To where you were before, so that you can perform normally, not overperform or overly, get strong. Like, you can abuse anything. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you can abuse anything. So yeah, do people abuse it? 100% they abuse it, and they pay for it. People pay for it in the long run.
No, who is that? The owner of Body Shift?
Yeah,
And
he doesn't.
What's his name again though?
His name is Mike Wilson, and
right,
he doesn't
shout out
sell.
Mike.
He's
a trainer.
He's a coach,
personal trainer.
So like, if you do get, if you are on him, he can coach. And he's
No.
Yeah.
I was saying shout out to him because I heard that conversation. I was like, man, that's the kind of like person that I would like to talk to about this stuff.
Yeah, he takes everything into account.
And this guy's obviously smart. He's obviously doing his research, and he's obviously applying what he knows to his own life and his own regimen and stuff. And so that's the kind of people I would like to talk to.
And he kind of he knows exactly what he's talking about when it comes to that.
And not only that, man, like, he knows a lot more than he would let on too. Like, y'all would start to almost enter the rabbit hole, and then he would kind of just.
Yeah, he told me that.
We got an hour.
Shout out, man. He was above the target on a lot of stuff.
We talked about that too. Like, man, we got about an hour.
When it comes to corruption and stuff.
For sure.
And that's the thing. It's
and
like,
the comment section went crazy.
It did, man. It's still going crazy. I think the one on Facebook got like 30,000 views, and then like, so it's just like, and then people are just still on there liking it and looking at it.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I know he got a lot of publicity on it too. And then I see him in there. He's training everybody. And then he even told me the other day,
Doing
like,
his thing.
he's like, man, I know. He's like, I could have gone into more on how that you're made, compounded, and all this stuff. And but it just kind of, sometimes when you're rolling. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying?
We may have to get into a part 2 at some point. You know,
but no, I mean, but you're right though. I mean, that's what's awesome about doing so. I think it's what it's like you're saying. Like, it's honestly like a tool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna use this as best as I can to get where I need to be, and then I'm gonna come off of it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Some guys might
Carefully.
stay on it forever.
Or just whatever.
Like I say, you can abuse anything, and that's what I was talking about. Like, people abuse Ozempic, and then you end up looking like fucking Sharon Osbourne. You know what I mean? Like,
dang, that's wild.
The Osbournes, like, and at this point, like, it's not even like a joke anymore. Like, they're in serious, like, they look like they're in serious physical trouble. You know what I mean? Like, her daughter, I don't even know her name, but the Osbournes, besides the son was like, I'll keep it chubby, it'll be all right.
I don't know. I've met a couple. I know exactly what you're talking about too, man. I've met a bunch of people who's just like, man, are you just experimenting on yourself? You just fucking ordering shit and trying whatever.
Exactly, bro.
I don't know about that, man.
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing outside of that? Because in the meantime, I'm trying to pull levels up by the bootstraps. I'm gonna keep sweating it until.
For sure.
But I understand not everybody can, man. Like, that's another blessing that I don't take for granted, is that I make the schedule now, so I make sure that I can go train and do what I love to. And it's good, man. Getting in the zone. Also, too, like, repping. It's like maybe out of 10 reps, you got one that like felt really good and perfect, and you want everyone to be just like that. It's so hard. I do that with practicing tattoos also. I have like the fake skin, and I'll get a nice practice sheet of just lines or squares or shapes, and it's like, man, just trying to get one line just nice and clean. It's like getting into the zone, and you just want that for every single one. But
that's got to be hard too, man. I mean,
I love being a beginner,
but you got to jump into things too.
Well, that used to be a knock on me
know.
when I was younger. When I was younger, it'd be like, man, you just start things and then you get good and then you just drop it. Start things, you get good and drop it.
I get you. I think I could do a mean 3-dot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
puro, only on Friday the 13th you're just doing Mi Vida Loca.
Maybe put a bandana around my hand when I do it. You know what I'm saying? And then go like that.
I get so nervous doing it when I practice on friends or family too. Man, you're more nervous than I am, man. Just do it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we all got patches. Like, I'm like Raymond is he's apprenticing with Lewis.
Oh, really?
Nice. Lewis tattoos his back, and he's apprenticing with him or under that entire shop, basically, right? It's a back alley tattoo shop.
Yeah, shout out to
bro. Man. So I just talked to him. I talked to him when I go get my haircut and see how it's going and everything. And once he's like, I'm taking appointments or whatever, then we'll see what's up. Obviously, I trust him with my hair, so next step, I'll trust him with my skin, right? I'll give him a little patch of skin to get down. Oh yeah,
dang. He
Practice
goes,
some black.
Yeah, for sure.
Does it? Is it weird doing it on your own skin? Like,
Nah. I mean, yeah, dude. Honestly, when I fucking did the first line, I didn't even like stretch my skin enough, so it went. I was like, oh, fuck, there's no way I can do this.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do this. I was like,
and then it's your skin
right.
is permanent. You're
then
like,
it's-
damn.
well, I didn't really give a shit. I'm not a 19-year-old girl, you know. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It's not that big deal.
It actually turned out it's actually like one of my favorite tattoos. So.
That's pretty neat, man.
That's dope, man.
I would probably be more into Brandon. You know what I'm saying? Like some hot iron. Just
Yeah.
Are you worried about the infection?
Nah,
man? Turning green.
Fuck the hot iron. You got to do the nitrogen, bro.
Oh, I haven't seen
freeze it?
nitrogen.
I'd rather do that.
I haven't seen nitrogen tattoo. That's
Yeah,
wild.
well, they freeze
Or
it up,
whatever.
so it does the same thing. It scars you. You just have to leave it on there for a little bit longer than.
Ooh, that's crazy.
But it doesn't hurt, as far as I
We're
know.
using just salt and ice cube.
yeah.
They just go ham, as far as I know, and you can see where it's frozen
Right.
solid liquid nitrogen, and they just.
I watch
put
a
it
lot
on.
of those
kinda
videos, you know, where they drop stuff in liquid nitrogen.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
badass.
freezes. I watch
Yeah.
all that stuff all the time, so I can only imagine.
It's satisfying.
It is.
And
It's
they
weird. You
break
know?
it or break it with a hammer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're satisfying, bro.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So with Midland and water, is it as bad as people say it is?
It's hard.
Really?
As fuck. Yeah,
Dang.
man. I mean, you look no further than your faucet. You know,
Yeah.
the hose. If you leave that hose on there too long, it's gonna be one piece in
Yeah.
a
So
season.
so would you drink Midland water if
Oh
you could?
fuck no! What? What?
Hell
Just
no.
curious.
What? I haven't been asked that in like 20 years.
So I just asked because you deal with the water. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
would you recommend drinking
No,
Midland water?
man.
bro?
Haven't you seen all these like warnings they send out or whatever?
Yeah, it's
like high
crazy,
levels
man.
of manganese or I don't know, man. I'm not a I'm not the water boy like that. But no, I would. All I know is it's hard, man. And
Yeah.
I know well water is tough too. You know, and so if you can soften it, then you should.
Yeah.
If you can filter it, then definitely.
Yeah.
But
I've always thought about that. You know, like you see the movies or they open up the faucet like back in the day and
fuck.
take a drink and I'm like,
Or you see where they like spark it on fire.
That's like fucking New York, right? Like I still wouldn't trust it.
But
Like it's so
they
difficult
say-
coming from Midland,
Yeah.
and like trusting that shit. But they're like, New York water's delicious. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
probably all the lead pipes and
Yeah.
shit.
I
It's
don't
so
know,
old,
bro,
man.
but
I wouldn't-
that's what people say. Like I've heard it be said on live TV and all kinds of shit. I can't tell you who and all that, right? But
Yeah.
even in movies, like when it's based there, like you see them taking water straight from the faucet. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy,
or
man.
California. I don't know. There's places, man, where you go and visit, and like
Yeah.
you get up in the morning and like you're brushing your teeth. Like, man, I could probably just drink this, dude.
I mean, I'm
That's-
sure.
This is a perfect time to transition from the how it started to how it's going. So like it used to be too, man. Like if you cracked open the hose, like nothing was more refreshing.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
On
Yeah,
that
for
summer
sure,
day,
for sure.
I'll just stand there for like a whole minute, just
yeah.
now. Fuck no, I don't know. Were we just more ignorant then? Has the water quality
I
declined?
don't think so.
Is it,
It's
like,
declined for sure.
Is it less safe now than it was then?
Maybe, bro.
So,
100%.
okay, that's a good question then. Is it less safe now than it was then Midland?
yeah.
I mean, the water wasn't pretty when we would drink it at Alamo.
Or not just water, I just mean Midland in general.
Oh, Midland.
I honestly think it. Well,
Maybe, yeah.
Midland. Oh shit.
Okay,
I don't know.
so your perspective from growing up in Midland, and I'll kind of give you an example. I'll start first, and then you can share if you want to.
Yeah.
But like how your view of this place started to how it is now, kind
Mm-hmm.
of like, it seems like when we were kids, like everybody was either from here or lived here. You know, was their hometown,
Uh-huh.
and so now it seems like even like at like if I go to kickboxing or stuff, most of the people there aren't from here.
Yeah.
You know, and probably aren't going to be here for too much longer either.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I asked my daughter that, and most of her classmates aren't from here.
Yeah. Being native has become a bit of a rarity, right?
So, I mean, outside of that, and then obviously
Yeah.
you see population increase and, you know, you see a lot more people with work and transient workers and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
what do you think about that? How does that make you feel? As like, because then it makes it seem like this used to be as like this kind of community driven, safe place to raise a family and work and all that. And then now kind of doesn't seem so much. It seems like the infrastructure is like struggling and like these, I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people here that I mean, they just. I'm more of a home guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm from here, and I like to see people from here
Yeah,
all the
because
time.
we're all from here.
Yeah. And so like when you see a lot of people just flying in just to come here just because of work, and then they don't respect the town, that's what I don't like.
Well, you
know what I'm
probably
saying?
see more of that in your industry than,
Oh
than
yeah,
I do.
a lot. You see a lot of that, I think.
Yeah, I see it all the time.
And
We
I-
ship people in all the time.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, I mean, there's a lot, and I think it probably hasn't gotten any better when it comes to water wise. I mean, for sure, nobody touches it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I remember back then, everybody was kind of like one of those things where you're like, nah, you probably shouldn't drink it, but hell, I mean, we were drinking it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
somewhat.
I mean, honestly, I don't remember it being like that when I lived, we've only moved once in my life. Before we lived in apartments when I was a kid from my childhood, and I drank from the faucet. I drank from the faucet that whole time. It wasn't after I became an adult that became a problem. After like the first couple warnings, and my parents were like, "Yeah, you can't drink this water anymore." And we were kind of used to that because in Mexico, they didn't have so much of a problem with the water being clean, and actually this probably helped it out, but they had a problem with sand conditions. So they were pumping it from, sand was coming through the water system.
Yeah.
So we would have to put like it would be like
filter.
a rag. Yeah, it would be like a rag because a filter wouldn't last, but we would put a rag with a rubber band on all the faucets, and it would catch all the sand, which technically the water was cleaner, and the water was great. In Mexico, I drank from water wells, pure water wells, constantly. That's where I drank from. Water bottles were non-existent, really, unless it was mineral water. And so I drank from the faucet almost exclusively. And it's funny because now, like, they're like, man, like I remember seeing like the Sex in the City where she was like, she forgot where she was at, and she drank one fucking drink of the water, and then she was shitting herself the whole rest of the time. And I was like, man, it's really crazy because I think water itself, because of the scarcity now, because of where it's going.
These data centers.
Yeah.
Oh
that
man,
too.
Tell me about the data centers. What do you know about the data centers?
I don't want to talk about that big.
Where's the closest data center to here?
I'm not sure. But,
Or where's the closest proposed
San
data
Angelo, ain't it? Or Abilene?
Angelo?
no, I don't think it's Abilene. It's closer.
I know where they got Bitcoin mining around here.
Well,
but,
they got mining, yeah, but it's got to be closer. It's got to be closer than that because
Is that a local thing I should be aware of?
I know, right?
I don't know. I know it's taking an insane amount of fucking water to cool these data centers. The AI is insane. Like when AI got, but basically normalized, like it's taking an insane amount of water. But you can tell that it's not that we're in a water crisis, that we're heading that way, and they're doing things that are gonna fuck up ecosystems to try to salvage it. And if they didn't need to, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
So they're doing the desalinization plant in not Port Aransas, but in South Padre. It's actually going to be in South Padre. So on South Padre Island, they're building a whole new desalinization plant in order to get more fresh water.
That's crazy.
So
we could have had a desalinization plant to provide fresh water.
Yeah, but it's extremely expensive. Extremely expensive.
This is a crazy thing too. Is like, why isn't separating salt from water like not the first problem that we ever solved as human beings?
Because we had
that seems like something
fresh
that
water.
I know, but it just seems like something that we would have perfected, before.
And we have untapped reservoirs. That's a fact. We have untapped reservoirs.
Oh yeah.
And I think everybody knows, like, it's not going to be oil. The new frontier is going to be water. Like trying to drill for water, bro.
I'm gonna miss it when it's gone, man.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like that part of I know, like everybody has their differences on like global warming and all this shit. Like the whole global warming thing does not encompass all our ecological problems. That's what people need to get out of their brains. So when like Ricky and myself are like, man, fuck global warming. Like I don't believe that whole weather shit. It fluctuates. It's part of what's happened
those
to the
little
earth.
graphs go like this.
Yeah,
all the
it's
time.
just fluctuated our entire existence. However, are we having a negative impact on the world? 100%. We're fucking consuming the water at alarming fucking rates, right?
The fish,
the trash. Where are we putting the fucking trash? Landfills are filling up like crazy, and we don't have the infrastructure to handle the amount of fucking trash and the amount of waste that we have, because also the more we grow and the more our technology grows, the more toxic this waste becomes. And so like the fucking all these fucking tree hugging motherfuckers talking about electric vehicles and shit and how great they are. What do you do with them fucking batteries? We talked about this before.
Yeah.
They're toxic as shit. You got to put them in the ground.
Throw them in the duck
So
pond.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? So are we having an impact ecologically? 100%. Do I think it's because we eat beef? No. Fuck you, Bill Gates. But like we have populated and grown in a way that we're negative to the environment. Yeah, we're negative to the environment. We have to get back to a more Neanderthal style way of living. I say it that way because it's more impactful to say that, if we're helping by growing some of our own food, if we're helping by bringing agriculture back strong, you know what I mean? Then that helps. It doesn't have to be like, if less beef is available, do we eat less beef? Yeah, but you don't have to fucking make us all allergic to fucking beef. Like, there's other food. Like, a lot of homesteaders eat rabbit. Yeah. We don't do that normally, right? Because we're just like, oh, well, fuck. I don't want to kill a cute little fucking rabbit. But there are alternatives. A lot of people eat fucking bugs that provide the protein that you need.
I've always wanted to eat a rabbit too.
What's that?
Rabbit tastes good.
What's that disease you're talking about? The ticks give?
So that's the alpha gamma.
What I forget. That's what it's called.
That's it's the
something where you're allergic to meat. You're allergic to red meat.
Yeah. Look it up. I don't know if it's right what I'm saying, but
that shit is
alpha gamma something or other. Well, anyway, that tick
weaponized ticks is a thing.
Well,
like, that's what they say. Lyme
Lone
disease
Star
was.
tick, is it?
Yeah, it's a Lone Star tick, but
I don't like that.
What's the
alpha gal syndrome?
Alpha gal. There you go.
Yeah.
So alpha gal syndrome, but it's natural. That tick naturally has that. So it's not like something that the problem is they're spreading them throughout the fucking United States. So people that tropical areas that aren't supposed to have ticks, or because it's spreading through the southern states.
So pork, lamb, and beef, if you eat it, you have stomach issues for up to 2 to 6 hours after eating meat. So
yeah, but that stomach issues is just the tip of the iceberg. You can have full on anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, this guy had all this reaction to it,
and now he has to carry an EpiPen. Because red meat can be, or that.
Well, it was just animal product.
Yeah, animal product.
He said any animal product.
Yeah,
that's
when it's real bad. That's when it's real bad. But at minimum, red meat beef.
I know, right?
It's insane, bro. It's insane shit. And and you can go look at the videos. Like I just see in the videos, and it's very likely. Like, it's not very difficult to drop a fucking canister full of ticks and infest a field. And people have been putting videos where they go in and they're kicking the box over. It's just a box that got dropped because they see it happening, and they go investigate and they got dropped and they kick it, and it's just millions of fucking ticks coming out of it.
Man, we're getting to the national fuckery now.
Yeah.
So
I hate ticks, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't stand
I hate them too, bro. I'm not an outdoorsy person. It's fucking funny because I get into it with Marcus all the time, my coworker Marcus all the time, because he's like, well, we're going to go out. Like, they have fucking hotels. What do you need a hotel for to get a cancer? Like, fuck you. I said, at the end of the night, when I know I have other people's fucking fecal matter on my skin, I got to go and wash it off. Like it or not, there's fucking drainage to all the fucking rivers and all that shit. Like, it's just like fucking San Angelo, right?
Yeah.
Nasty water. They call it nasty water for a fucking reason. You know what I mean? And And yeah, I don't trip at first. I make sure obviously I don't have no cuts or nothing crazy, and I can get in and what have you. But I'm gonna take a fucking shower, bro.
Of course.
Like that's plain and simple. Like I stopped doing struggle camping, and I like. It's funny because I like watching this shit. Right, I watch Outdoor Boys and all that shit. I like watching it, but as long as I don't have to, and I can fucking go home, get in that cushy bed at night, I do it. Fuck it.
I can hear the example, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Like the ticks, like out in the woods, these fools kicked his box over. Like, what the fuck is all this?
Yeah.
But like, I know I can follow that, you know, because I've paid enough attention to see like what the conclusion is. But if you're just like explaining that to just your normal, average, everyday person, like what kind of conclusion do you give them, or you just try to like meet them where they are?
I mean,
Where are you going? Are you connecting Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein? Because straight up, like when it comes to the national fuckery and even international fuckery, that's the one name that can link all of it.
Oh, 100%.
That every single rabbit hole that used to just be conspiracy theories, you know, you can connect it all through that one name to all of the fuckery that's going on now. And I would even wager before COVID, like that even COVID was a huge response to the first time when Epstein's name starts coming out there. And so
it's
how does that
very possible.
And then now again, how it started back in 2019, I like that to me is almost like a JFK thing. Like I remember exactly where I was the morning I woke up and found out Jeffrey Epsteined himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then everything after that, now looking back years later, starts to make sense when you try to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't 100% prove all those connections, but I know that they exist. And then whatever small amount of these emails that have come out prove some of these agendas that people have been talking about since.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think this is much of a conspiracy theory. Like, to be honest with you, Bill Gates has been very forward in why he's been buying all the fucking, any agricultural farm that he could fucking get his hands on, he does. Why? Because he wants to limit the amount of available beef, available eggs, available everything, because he believes that's the whole cause of global warming.
Right.
And maybe not. Maybe he just wants to fucking
They don't believe it. They know better.
Yeah.
That's what I would say is that they know better, but they want the average person to feel the guilt and take the cost of carbon tax or whatever. Right?
Yeah. And I think the whole thing is that they can. That's why they do it. They can't. Hey, do I want to control the population of the United States? Yeah, let's figure out a way to kill off a bunch of motherfuckers. And COVID was, you know, obviously now everybody knows it's fucking man-made, right? Comes from a fucking bat. They were experimenting with it, and that's where it fucking came from.
But also
that's
the funding, like everything gets exposed to that, and then all of these people, all of these connections, these institutes, these research facilities. Again, Epstein. These names.
Yeah, where's Fauci? I owe him a punch in the gullet.
I know, right? Nobody hears about it. Ever since he got pardoned, that's it, bro.
Yeah,
that's a clip.
I don't see. That's it. I don't see where that dude goes anywhere in the United. He's got to be somewhere where people are so fucking brainwashed.
Yeah,
like I don't know if it's in California. I don't know if it's in the Midwest somewhere. I don't know where the fuck in New York. I don't know where that motherfucker lives. But if you come down south, I don't see you getting out without a couple black eyes, brother. I just don't see it.
Where is Fauci, though? That's a weird part.
If I'm thinking, looking back, man, I would almost wager that, like, COVID was almost the first attempt to cover up Epstein, and it was the first attempt that now that this is kind of getting out, this could collapse everything. And you look at what it has kind of brought down, the whole like MAGA movement, even.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The whole Trump administration. So
there's two different movements now. Yeah. We talked about
MAGA's
it. There's
just
MAGA and there's American First.
It's a pissed off boomer movement.
Yeah. So,
So I feel like that could have been, you know, if have my tinfoil hat on, the first attempt at trying to cover up, distract from this, cover up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then also start pushing the agenda, this 2030 agenda, this, you know, kind of own
zero, net zero, and all this shit. Yeah.
So it's almost desperate rush, digital IDs, all of this stuff, mandatory vaccinations. Some of these things went through, some of them didn't, some of them failed. But it's like a trial run. We see how they respond to this kind of stuff.
I think it's gonna be very difficult for them to get to a point where they can implement some of these things simply because their war on and a lot of people don't think this way, but this is what I think. I think that their whole war on guns, and this is why we have this is why they're pushing transgenderism and mental illness and all that, and are okay with it because it is causing an increase in gun violence. Why they don't control places like, you know, Baltimore and all these fucking places, Chirac, which they hated, by the way. Fucking Fuerza Regica said Chirac like 2 times and people started leaving the fucking concert because they said they were in Chirac. Anyway, these places get like that, and they don't want to solve them. Why? Because they want to have a reason to remove guns from the people. And if they get to that point, right, unless they do that, I think we're safe. But if they get to the point to where they take people's guns away and their right to defend themselves, that's when you'll really see the crazy come out of the fucking woodwork.
Right.
When that happens, that's when you'll really see people like, you know what, fuck this. We're going to fucking inject somebody with a microchip. That's the only way to do things. Otherwise,
or the mosquito chip.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to go the volunteer way and brainwash as many people as fucking possible. The ones that can't be brainwashed and are armed and all that, there's really nothing you can do about it, because at the end of the day, if the whole fucking, and I won't say right because some of them are still a little crazy, right? But if the whole conservative side of the United States decides that we're going to war against the government, this is bad news. You know what I'm saying? And so,
well, that's why they like to divide us. Because if we're all together,
sure.
it's they can't control us. But
Yeah.
they divide us, and then they pin us against each other, and then we're just worried about who's right and who's wrong, right? I think that's one thing too. Is like when you think about remember like January 6th when they had the FBI informant guys, like can't remember that. What's his name?
Ray Epps
Ray Epps. Yeah, and he was just like the one saying it, and then he was that's wild.
Let's go into the Capitol.
Just rallying there. And then you see the videos where he's talking to people.
Oh no,
like
the videos are crazy, and it's crazy because the left will not, like the Pelosi audio.
Yeah,
that shit's crazy, bro. And people are still like, nope, that was Donald Trump who incited it.
I know a guy literally at work, like he will not acknowledge. If you show him video, he'll still deny it. No, I don't know if that's real, bro.
It's AI.
Hey, bro, like, come on. Like,
I mean,
do your research, bro.
AI has fuzzied the fucking lens. 100%.
I give people the benefit of the doubt too, because I don't know anything. And then how things are clipped, how things are context. You don't know the before.
Well, and I get that too. And that's the thing about AI that's scary. It's like what's going to be real pretty soon, because some of it does.
I feel bad for the boomers, man. Again, I know I keep bringing them up, and I'm not trying to like shit on boomers. I pray for them the most, and they care about them. Like, they raised us.
We got to take care of them,
but
bro.
As much as they put up with us as like little kids, like we had to put up a lot with them too. And as far as like their generation in general goes, like nobody has been more set up for success in like their later years in life, and they're so fucking miserable, man. And I'm not talking about individuals, but in general, they spend their time in fucking Facebook land watching like AI slop and propaganda,
and they don't know what's real or
when
not.
they should be spending the best years of their life. You know what I mean?
And watching mainstream media, they eat that up, bro.
I'm so sad for them, because they're the largest voting bloc, right? They're the ones who show up
now,
and stuff. So all of the propaganda is targeted at them and driving them crazy.
Health wise and Medicaid and you know, all these little things they pin up.
It's like it's crazy with my parents. I thank God every day that my parents were immigrants, because they're not in it. They're still like very new almost to America. It's weird to say because they've been American forever, so they understand America, and they've lived here and they love it and they love being Americans and all that. But I feel like they're still being Americanized even to this day. They still don't. They're like they're still Mexican, bro. Right. And it's helped them kind of stay off of that mainstream bullshit. Brother, you know what I mean?
You can be aware of it, and that doesn't mean it still doesn't have an effect on you. Like me, I think I have a keen eye for fucking propaganda and bullshit narratives, right? But these companies spend trillions of dollars to make sure this shit's effective, right? So even if I'm off of I've been off social media since Epstein, you know, and I will still see an ICE video of them fucking slamming some grandma to the ground or shooting some American citizen or some shit. Yeah. And like, I have to stay away from that shit. Even if it is real and it's factual and I see the context and I know it's wrong, I know exactly what it's there to do, man. It's 100%. To feed off of that negative feeling that like, fuck, man, I want to go fucking punch a federal agent. You know what I mean? Take my daughter away from, you know, it's like, and I can't go down that alley, that avenue anymore. So
it's like I've heard multiple people that really dive deep and watch all of this shit and everything.
can't,
And they're
man.
like,
It's
look,
toxic.
the thing that you guys got to do, and I was telling Ricky about this, and it's true. He's like, go outside of your door. The shit that they're feeding you is one instance in a million, but they're using it over and over and over again. Yes, bad things happen here and there. The only thing that happened is that now it's bad thing happens here and there, magnified a million. He's like, but
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, exactly. You go outside of your house, is fucking ice tearing down doors, is fucking ice ripping people apart.
I mean, have
No,
you been
they're
questioned
not.
by ICE?
No.
Me too. I'm like, I don't know.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And so many people that haven't had the experience, I 100% believe that the people that have had the experience can be angry and that have had the personal experience of being ripped away from family members. So they have the right to be angry and to have questions and to do that stuff, and have their day in court or have questions answered about their family members. All of that shit. I think they deserve that. But is it crazy fucking happening to everyone's next door neighbor? No.
Right.
No. And so you have to choose to live the reality that you're living. I can't piggyback off of somebody else's reality. It's not, that'd be hypocritical of me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just not right.
Yeah. And I can't criticize people too, man, because it's like there's the trillion dollar elephant in the $1 trillion elephant in everybody's pockets.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, man, they spend all the money in the world to make sure that
To keep us on those
that's
fucking
like our
things.
little personalized, highly specialized, personalized, individualized MK Ultra trauma device delivery system.
Yeah, it's listening
You
to
know?
me right now.
So
I'll
every
see this
single
shit.
day, you're gonna wake up to some trauma. You know, when you get bored, you're gonna see some trauma or something that's
Yeah.
gonna piss you off or spike your cortisol.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, or at any given time of the day, if I touch my thumb, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
start stressing.
Yeah.
My cortisol is spiking now. Where is my little trauma device?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's on it.
It's
You know what I mean?
and if it actually loses it, how
Yeah.
connected to your life is it,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
that stress is real.
You know what's a big one too
It
right
sucks,
now?
man. You can't just tell people put your phone down because.
No, it's
I-
impossible. I mean,
Dude.
it's how we do damn near everything.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
you.
you're right. But I mean, like, I tell my kids, like, when we're eating, nah, we ain't pulling that out. Like, put it up. Or I even tell them, like, hey, get off your phone, bro. Like,
Yeah.
please. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you always have to look at it every day? Like, all day. Like, I'll put that thing away, like, far away to where I don't have to touch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because I just get tired
I
of
hate
it.
it.
Yeah,
I
it
get angry
sucks.
when I
It
hear
sucks because I have to. It sucks because I do have to work on it. Like I'm on
Yeah,
my phone.
I hear you.
Constantly. I have work coming through constantly, and I have entertainment coming through constantly. That I'm the reason why. And I have to work on it because my girls, like, I keep them off devices. They can watch TV, but I keep them off devices. And the good thing is, like, most of my family respects it and like even pushes it. Like my sister pushes books, and like there are these little fucking things that have cars that play like the movie soundtracks and shit like that, where there's no screen, there's no nothing. You know what I mean?
I heard you saying your daughter's into CDs again too.
Yeah.
My daughter is too, man.
She's got
That's
some
dope, bro.
K-pop
Yeah.
CDs, bro.
Yeah, that's dope.
I tried to push cassettes and she wasn't ready for that yet. I'm like, "All right, that's cool.
I even
Get
popped
some-"
You
in,
can hear the line going through.
Well, I wanted to get her a little Walkman.
Oh yeah, you can buy
Walkmans
those.
is
It's
awesome,
crazy.
yeah.
I even bought my mom and my stepdad gave me a Sopranos soundtrack, and I threw that into
nice.
the CD player. I
It's
was
like Justin, right? Like Justin from Underdog.
Oh,
Appreciate
yeah.
you, Justin. Shout
Yeah,
out
yeah.
Justin Esquivel. He's he always posts like old school, like he got the Razor phone, you know what I'm saying? And he
nice.
was going through that. Like he likes all that
he
old
had
technology.
the VHS and
The VHS,
DVD player,
yeah.
Nice.
and he had the old TV set
Dude,
up.
well,
where
like
he's
vinyl
getting it
cells.
so that he can see all that. Yeah, vinyl.
They're
is-
huge.
I think
Yeah.
he
Bigger
just
than
he
ever.
loves tech too, bro.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
loves tech.
anything-
The old tech, new tech.
Yeah,
he
bro,
just,
and
tight.
I love watching that stuff because it's like it's neat to see. You know, I bought my mom the old snapback, the recorder. It's a digital, but it looks like an old school like recorder, and you just
yeah.
yeah. And I think Justin's got one because I saw it and I get one for my
the
mom.
camcorder.
Yeah, but it's on a SD card, but it's pretty neat,
cool.
bro. You just pull the trigger,
Hey, or even like
That's
the old
dope.
Polaroids. Have you seen those? The Instax?
Yeah.
Those are
My
tight.
daughter loves those, and she's like saving money in her piggy bank to get more. She runs through film like crazy.
Oh. Well, I bought my daughter
Retro's cool.
the Snap, the same one, but it's like that, like regular, but it's all on an SD card.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
The photos look old school. It's
That's
crazy,
awesome.
bro.
That's
you know,
awesome.
And then, like you were saying too, like our generation, it's the best time because everything that we loved as kids is now bigger than ever.
It is.
Nintendo,
It is.
anime, like
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that, like, we love it so much and it's so cool to us, and it's something I want to share with my kids. We cannot fuck it up for them.
Yeah.
Like, we can't. It's a problem.
When we were like young, retro shit was like, I don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I don't want to
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
with nothing from the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but now they're like looking at our retro shit like, this is cool.
I think the
Yeah.
only thing I got into in the 80s was like Chips, Family Matters, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
Transformers and G.I. Joe. That's it.
Yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
about it. But you know what's wild too is talking about the UFC, the whole Sean Strickland thing.
Yeah,
is
let's
pretty
talk about this
crazy.
because that was the
Yeah.
one I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about war and UFOs before we go.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, the
Both
whole
are
UFO
bullshit.
thing.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
whole UFO thing, like, it's crazy. I was telling
Hold on,
you, like,
let's go
they
to the war
released all
first.
that.
Go to the war first.
what's that?
We'll
man,
close on disclosure day.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of messed up. They kicked him out. I mean, I'm not saying what he said was right either, but at the same time, it's like, hey,
The only
like,
American champ.
you're American. Like, I know
Well,
you
nah.
got the guy from Israel coming, but at the same time,
I
doesn't
don't
matter
like
what
that.
he thinks.
Okay, how do you feel about that?
About what?
BB being at the White House fights.
Um,
I don't want to get your pot in trouble, but we're there.
No.
Not as far as how deep the control of Israel goes to what the United States does. Do I believe that Donald Trump attacked because he was being threatened to a certain extent? Not threatened, but basically told, like, hey, if you don't come in, we have to go full boat, which includes nuclear
Gold
weapons.
pager.
Yeah. So, do I think he did the right thing in the situation that he was put in? Yeah, I think he had to do it because he's the one kind of, if I'm being honest, I think Trump's the one kind of holding the gate on nuclear war. As much as fucking people are like, he's going to be the cause of World War III and the nuclear holocaust. And like, I think he's the one, literally, he's Hodor on the fucking, just fucking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He's holding all these motherfuckers, these crazy motherfuckers that do not mind, obliterating a whole race of people.
Right.
They don't, and is BB one of them? I believe so, yeah.
So like, again, how it started, how it's going, right? It's like ceasefires, deals fall through, close to it.
Yeah.
We're going to smash them, annihilate them. Ceasefire falls through. We're close to a deal, falls through.
I mean,
so the
yeah.
last headline I saw yesterday was that it's like the ceasefire fell through because Iran's not going to accept terms unless Israel stops invading Lebanon. You got to stop fighting Lebanon, and then we'll accept this
Yeah,
deal. We'll
that's
start
not going to
talking.
happen.
Okay, and then how is Israel able to invade Lebanon without us? So our support of Israel is like a detriment to our own deal making process. And again, we know we're a little bit deeper. I'm just saying, like, on the surface level, if we were trying to explain this to somebody,
we are keeping Iran busy. We are keeping them at bay while Israel's doing what they're doing.
right?
That's what's
wanted
happening.
to do. Even though we've explicitly
Israel would not be able to fight a multiple front war of that magnitude without the United States stepping in.
So
they were going to use nuclear weapons.
Right. So, but you also mentioned too, like, the possibility of Trump having leverage on Trump and getting him to go along with whatever.
Well, I think they
Israel
have leverage on everyone.
Everybody,
That's what
yes.
fucking nuclear war is. You know what I mean? It's leverage on everybody.
Right,
And
well,
I think
that's
the United States also has leverage on everyone. He just doesn't use nuclear war as the ticket. He's like, we're gonna fuck you up a different way.
Right.
We don't have to use nuclear war to do it. And unfortunately, many countries have nuclear weapons now, and that you have to deal with it.
But I agree. This seems just very out of character for the guy that wants the wins.
Yeah.
To be taking so many L's on behalf of somebody else's.
Yeah.
And,
Of a foreign
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
and it's honestly like one of those things too. I think people forget where it started. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, Hamas attacked them, right? That's where it started. But also on top of that, like, it's like, hey, look, I think, I do. Do I think it's all done correctly? Maybe no, not all of it. No, I think we're doing too much, honestly. But at the same time, I do think Israel should have control of Israel. Like, I don't think anybody else should come in.
We're too deep now, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think any radical Muslims should have control of Israel either. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, that's what I think. But I mean, there's wrong on both sides. I think that's the way I look at it. But at the same time, man, it's you got to pay close attention to stuff. It's all biblical. It's all revelations. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you see, you're like, dang, bro, stuff's getting tight.
How do you feel about that? Because I feel like there is like this artificial push of Christianity nationwide through like the texts and through what
You
seems
mean
like the military.
You mean like the pro-Israel thing, or like?
If that's convenient,
pro-Christianity.
well, would that be convenient?
But I mean,
you know what I mean?
But what I mean like pro-Israel, I mean like they think that Israel is like the part of like a sign, like Israel's above everything. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you know what I mean? Yeah, but not
it's the Holy Land.
But Christians, well, they call them national Zionism. That's what I'm saying. Like that kind of, there's a different form. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a form of, and they use Christians to push
Christian
that.
evangelicals.
Like the lady that runs that's above on Trump's board or whatever, the cabinet. That lady's very Zionist. You know what I'm saying? Like big time. Like,
are you talking about that Miriam Adelson?
Yeah, that
she's
lady.
She's Israeli.
Yeah.
She's an Israeli Zionist.
But exactly,
Billionaire.
but she's a Christian too, though, right? She's a pastor.
I don't even know if these people are really Jewish.
Well, I mean, she's a Christian pastor. That lady,
Claudia Scheinbaum.
Yeah, and then
okay. Oh, from Mexico?
No, not that one.
No. I'm talking about.
But that
I'm
lady
talking
too,
about.
though.
She's part of it.
That lady too, though. Yeah,
part of it.
And
And
that's
again,
what's
man,
wild.
There's many world leaders.
We talked about that, like leverage and stuff. And again, one name that always pops up in the middle of all of this, Epstein.
Yeah,
And it's like, so that kind of influence and control, that kind of class is able to.
well, I think
And it's a
Epstein was
bunch of
everything,
motherfuckers,
bro.
man. There's a bunch of motherfuckers. The
do you think
elite,
that-
like they have shit on everybody.
Do you think that that's what this is, though? Is like we're continuing to fund and propagate this war because there's leverage on Trump and he's whatever.
I mean, there could be. I mean, the way I look at it
there's
is, I think
like-
I think it's a combo of everybody. I think everybody's probably the big top guys are all involved, and they're like, yeah, no, this can't come out.
Because also remember how it started. The early on with the Epstein and Trump associations was that these dudes were at beefing with each other. They used to be homies, and then whatever property disputes, and then they fell out. And then Trump was the only one who cooperated with the FBI and blah blah blah. So there was a lot of times where you would have the benefit of the doubt. You know, it's like we'll release the files. Let's see, because we know Clinton's there. We know
there's no doubt that controlling Trump is not as easy.
But when the reality,
doubt.
when the reality of this stuff coming out became more apparent and more obvious, his tune switches immediately.
Yeah.
And then he got super defensive. Again, this is all just Trump being Trump, man. I'm not trying to like analyze the greatest con man in history.
I mean, and that's one thing. You know, that's one thing we all have to say before. And we don't all agree with everything. Like, but I do think it's funny how now it's a big talking point. But before, when they had control, nobody talked about it.
Right.
Nobody brought it up.
Same thing, doing the Biden stuff.
And I tell people this all the time: if the Democrats had some real stuff on them, they would have pushed it out
a long time.
100%. So obviously something's either nothing there or everybody's tied into it to where they're
all,
like,
it's both parties.
Yeah.
It's all the uber rich.
Yeah.
They're all tied into that shit.
Well,
Hollywood.
You saw it with Bill Clinton when they were testifying. He's like, I just want to say, I think Donald Trump's a good man. He ain't do nothing wrong.
Well, yeah, nah.
So that's that kind of proof right there that when it's beneficial,
those fucking
they'll
interviews
cover.
were such a sham, dude.
They'll cover for each other.
Oh, I think that's what a lot of it is.
I think they will.
You look at the meetings, like whenever it was at dinner with Schumer and Trump just hanging out, like talking, and Schumer's talking crap about him every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all of a
for
sudden,
sure.
they're best buds sitting at this meeting. You're like,
How about Ted Cruz,
it's all a show, bro.
He called his wife a dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Oh, that was like in the first, 2016 around there? Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
or look at Marco Rubio, man. Little Marco.
Yeah.
You think he's going to be?
But I think politics is dirty.
I think he'll be up there.
You think he's going to be the next candidate?
I think he's going to be vice. I don't think JD's gonna be.
So I think again with that Epstein connection, and I think like the Palantir, the Peter Thiels, the Tech Bros, I think all of them kind of work together to help champion Trump, get him back in there so that they could move forward with this agenda. At the same time, there's an opportunity because they know that they're losing the support in Israel. There's an opportunity to follow through with their Greater Israel project and get it done now. You know, while they still can, you know, while the support's still there because it's rapidly declining.
It's waning.
And that's the thing.
And I don't want to be anti-Semitic. I've never even I've only met a
it's not
handful of
against
Jewish
the Jewish people, man.
I've never
That's
understood
what people
that.
gotta understand that.
But I see where it's coming now.
Israel, the country, Israel, the leaders, like it's different than talking about them than talking about like when I'm talking shit about Mexico, it doesn't mean the people. I'm not talking shit about the
Texas
people.
government.
Yeah, of course.
Sucks. You know,
when you're talking shit about officials, these are a handful of people who control the larger masses, and that's the fucking problem. Like, those people have to be talked about. That's why like as much as people shit on Nino, at least Nino is talking about it and fucking giving information to the masses that don't look for that information, that don't have that information readily available. So
and when it comes to information too, like I measure things about how truthful they are based off of percentages. Do you know what I mean? Like every day for the past 36 years, the sun has rose, you know, in the east for me. And so I'm 99% sure that it's going to rise again tomorrow. You know, the only thing that I have 100% locked in conviction on is that Christ is the manifestation of God's love for humanity on earth. Okay, like nothing else is kind of really shaking or rattling that I can't be convinced otherwise. Yeah. You know, that's the only thing I'm 100% on. Gravity is, I have less faith in that. Yeah. So, but everything else, man, it's just percentages. We're just having a conversation. So like, I don't really know, but like, I would guess that that's kind of like what's going on, that there is this level of power that's above presidents, that's above like states and nations and economies and stuff that kind of control and influence things in the direction that we're going. And they take bumps, and there's like sometimes they have to divert and come back or circle back. But eventually the agenda and the system, this kind of like wicked system, will keep moving forward. Yeah, for sure. And I think at the bottom of it, what fuels it, and which has fueled it since ancient Babylon till 2026, it's like this kind of blood sacrifice, this human sacrifice. Yeah. And it's not just human, it's animal sacrifice too. Factory farming in a way can kind of almost look like a form of animal sacrifice. You know, the way that we waste, like we were talking about waste and pollution and all of this stuff, and the health causes it has on children and all of this stuff, like there
just packaged in a different.
And now with the Epstein stuff, and like we look into all this genetic stuff, like that it's kind of the same system that's been around since ancient times. It's now it's dressed up and it's hidden behind technology.
I mean, look at I would say it like this: and abortion opulence. In a way is like that human sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. And who are they sacrificing? Poor people.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's like, man, it's like there's so much going on, but then you see a lot of it centered against Christ or to hurt Christ in a way. Like
it's like the Agent Smiths come out.
Yeah, that's why I look at it, bro.
Agent Smiths come out against
even the people that run the countries, bro. Like it's all against it, or the people pushing this propaganda. Like this is a month right now where it's going to be, they're celebrating pride, which is a sin, and they're they're celebrating sin. So it's like one of those things, bro. Like it's normalized.
And how about just war? What's Christian about war?
Very true.
You know, and I've never been a political person, but I've always known, like since 9/11 and stuff, and since the first time you realize that like war is kind of a racket, and that there's money to be made, that like, okay, if murder is the worst thing that an individual can do, then war is the worst thing that like a nation can do.
Yeah, a population.
So ever since I started paying attention to politics, I've always been anti-war. This is another thing that I wish that like people like me could take back, is like the word liberal. It's like that doesn't have to mean like blue-haired fucking like, you know, transgender cultural study, race, you know.
Well, yeah, the whole definition now is completely different from
and that's why I wanted to emphasize like the kind of how it started.
But conservative is now as well. It's both sides of the coin.
Anything we're talking about like more than a decade, you have to be careful with the terms because they turn so quickly. And that's like what that Russian Yuri Bezmenov was talking about. When you want to destabilize an empire, it only takes one generation to kind of change it up, to switch their cultural, to 180 it, to change the language, and nobody can communicate, and then they're just disagreeing. Yeah. But it seems like it's happening even faster. But then it
makes you think like, man, that's some smart person over there thinking that.
Well, because we did it to them. We did it to the Soviet Union with like Bolshevik revolutions and stuff. That's just fucking crazy. And again, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. This is all just percentages of like stuff that I've heard, like connections I've made, and I'm not 100% sure on anything. I don't want to sound like an expert on anything. And
I think that's what it comes down to. Is like all this stuff, it can be overwhelming, and then you don't even know what's right or wrong. But at the same time, I think that's where you have to center it all on Christ, and you have to look to Him, because at the end of the day, none of this matters. It's if you have faith in the Lord, that's all that's all you can have. And you know what I'm saying, that either He's coming soon or He's gonna fix it. So it's like, you know, I just gotta have faith, and all this other stuff I can't even touch it. So why worry about it?
Well, if you don't believe in like a spiritual world at all, or you don't believe in that, then you're missing most of what reality is. This material, hard, heavy reality is such a small thing, whereas everything is that I believe in is grounded in a non-material reality.
And then that's where you get to like UFOs and stuff, right? Like you're saying, like, I mean, I think, you know, I think sometimes I used to kind of really believe them, but now I think it's more of a distraction.
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, me too. 100%. I think it could be like, I don't know if y'all saw that podcast on Sean Ryan with that one priest. He was talking about how he's seen like when he was doing like exorcisms,
demons and
and
stuff.
well, they had an alien face, right? And he was and I thought that was wild. But I've also heard of aliens being fallen angels and stuff like that. And I was like,
that's the biggest thing going around right now.
yeah, and I believe that.
You hear the push, man.
Yeah.
I hear the push.
I do.
And I seen the change. Again, how it started versus how it's going. When we were growing up, it's the X-Files. You know,
Yeah.
truth
Yeah.
is
But
out
even
there.
X-Files have had some wild stuff on there,
that
like, you know, with the
9/11.
Yeah, X-Files had a lot.
coronavirus and
But
the
they had
hantavirus.
they had a lot of stuff like in their early times, a lot of stuff to do with spirituality.
Yeah,
a
there you
lot
go.
of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. It was one and the same. Aliens and spirituality and demons and like a lot of that stuff was mixed in the X-Files.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't even crazy back then. We just didn't connect the dots.
And,
right?
and
We're
I
just
really,
not-
yeah, exactly. But I do think UFOs is a distraction, especially now. I think the government's using it to distract us from other
1,000,000%.
I don't believe it like I used to. I used to kind of maybe have a 50-50, but now I'm like, no.
But it is very entertaining.
Well, I
Very
think
true.
I think
Very true. We
it's
got a lot of good
entertaining
movies.
because there's lots of levels that people will try to rationalize it in. Like the nuts and bolts people will be like that it's craft.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and like maybe it's like a government craft. Like it's
Yeah.
just advanced technology that the Air Force is working on or whatever.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Or like drone technology, you know, like in New Jersey and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, and they just deny, or you put out the theory, yeah, there's aliens. Like that's convenient. You know, that's perfect cover. Mirage
of
Men,
course.
the movie Mirage Men covers that really well about how they can plant, you know, fake stories and leads into people just to kind of
just so
because the UFO trail is like convenient. You know, little green men from
I'm still
space, it's
convinced
convenient.
there's 3 motherfuckers out there in the field by Marfa with flashlights.
Right?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Still
yeah.
convinced.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, but I am kind of glad that they've broadened the term to like UAP. That is kind of part of the psyop too, I'm sure. But like, it's more than just flying objects. It's like aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
not just this. Sometimes it's orbs, or sometimes it's you know, I mean, just lights in the sky or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's like abductions and crop circles and
Yeah, that stuff gets wild.
How
man.
about pelicadas in Peru?
or the
The
skinwalkers?
jetpacks.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers.
You know,
Skinwalkers are my favorites.
I had a buddy went to that Skinwalker Ranch.
Really?
And out there in Utah, we were working. He was down the road. He said he drove down that road, and some guy came out with his phone recording him, and he just did a U-turn and left because he was like, he probably gets a lot of people coming. But yeah, I was like, but I mean, like, stuff like that is weird. I think, you know, there's not much to say about it, man. It's just like you know, I don't believe it no more. You know what
I don't
I'm
believe it
saying?
either.
I used to believe it. I don't no more. I think I think it's just a distraction. If not, it's something else. I don't know.
Well, I do believe there is a phenomena, and I
Yeah.
do believe that we like powers that be that we were talking about
Yeah.
are in contact with non-human entities.
Yeah.
Whether they're from outer space, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's probably more likely that they've always been here.
Yeah, I
that-
believe it. Well, and then you hear about you know, like was it? It's like what they say, like I guess you could say like the devil or like the demons or fallen angels gave this technology to the humans.
Yeah.
and then they use that in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Well, because that's another thing is like your opinion on UFOs, or my opinion at least on UFOs, starts to change, and it goes away from outer space and the Pleiades and star constellations, and it comes into esoteric cult when
Yeah.
you start looking into Aleister Crowley and the JPL
Well,
labs.
and,
and
well, the
these-
guy that ran NASA back in the day was a huge Satanist.
Yeah,
Remember-
yeah.
You know that, and that was pretty wild too. You know.
Yeah, or you look into like why, you know, again, there's all of these like ancient gods associated with these space probes and
Oh, yeah.
projects and
Yeah.
stuff. And,
Well, yeah.
and
for
then
sure.
why they are ritualistic about their launches and some of these like discoveries and stuff. So, and even like just the way kind of modern technology and the chips and stuff are, it's like to me it feels like it's a form of like magic that's just modern day magic instead of chicken bones and fucking human hair and whatever. It's like now we're using silicone and fucking, you know,
Dude.
rare earth minerals, and we position them in ways that we can do magic with each other.
I heard a crazy podcast once, and it was off a clip of TikTok, but the guy was talking about bloodlines from people who followed certain like demons or whatever, and like they were bloodlines that they would like just give it to their children,
Yeah.
pass it down, and they were doing all these like sacrifices and knowledges, and I don't know, like,
that?
what the
How
heck,
about
bro?
that though? Like again, in the past 10 years, I've never heard more demons by name or entities by name than I have in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Now you hear all about Baal, Baphomet, You know,
Well, then you see, like, was it the Prada or the Gucci? Remember they did the all the clothes, and they had like the photos of, or like little drawings behind it. Like that was pretty wild too, man. Like it's like they put it out straight out there for you, but you don't really see it till you see it, and then you're like, dang. But then you got people who deny it, like, oh, they're just playing, like that's just a. But no, it's not. It's actually, I think it's pretty real.
it's all Moloch
well,
like all these names though that we now know more than ever, and we see that these elites like are in contact with or they believe in.
Well, the craziest lady is that fashion lady where her fingers look like they're dipped in charcoal.
Marina
Have you seen
Abramovic?
her?
Yeah, I know who
that lady's creepy, bro. Like that whole like fashion, her and her dude.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Well, that's what I think it is. As I think at the end of the day, it is all magic. Magic is real, like magic with a K, and that there are people who are sorcerers, ancient sorcerers from ancient bloodlines. And again, it is all blood magic. Like I said with these cell phones, man, how much blood goes into just getting the materials to make it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, everything is kind of behind this magic. And think about it, man. Like, every single thing is tinted that way, lean that way. How come every big event seems like some satanic ritual when they got the most eyeballs watching it? How come every movie or everything has this kind of wicked
it says that too, like, you know, and we talked about last week, I think in the Bible it says, like, to us it seems normal, but to other people it seems crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe in a spiritual battle. Other people don't. They'll throw it to the side. Like, no, that's not really real.
Right.
But I believe there's a spiritual battle, and I believe that they are trying to, you know, I guess
summon shit.
Exactly.
Open portals.
Well, just like, you know, it says your eyes and your ears, what you watch, what you hear, and you see. And I think that's a lot.
Because that's what they're doing. They're making deals with lesser entities.
Yeah.
Right. Lower entities that cannot directly interfere with our physical reality. But through this kind of technology, through AI, we're giving them the eyes to see, you know, the ears to hear us, and the voice to speak to us. So when they're like collaborating with this AI technology, like, who knows where this intelligence comes from? And like they don't, it doesn't bother them to like do these rituals towards these entities and then like acknowledge it and stuff, because they know that most people don't even believe this shit is real.
Exactly. They'll throw it off. And if you do, you're crazy.
Yeah. And if like, nah, you sound like a lunatic. Like, and I get that. That's that's fine. But it's just a different lens. It's like that movie They Live. You put those fucking glasses on and you start to see the real message behind all this.
It's like,
shit.
you know, I think that I tell people this, or like, you know, I think of it a lot. Like, I could be having a good day. I could be, you know, like praying and feeling good with the Lord, and then somebody can come and tell me something, but the devil's just working through them to mess with your head, or they can tempt you with something, or you can see. And I think that's all it is. Like, you see the music and the videos, it's all tempting to us. You may be trying to be right, but that's all tempting to make us sin against the Lord.
This is why it's so important. Like, the only thing that if anybody takes from me is because the only thing that I believe in 100% is that my soul is safe with Christ. So my will, I've replaced my will. My will was corruptible. It's like the batteries and the toy that it comes with, the cheap Chinese batteries. They'll get you nowhere. That's like my will. It gets me nowhere. It gets me to death, towards death. And the whole time, these host of entities that we're talking about, these negative entities, are just feeding off of you like a parasite. So you have to constantly try to protect and defend yourself and your soul and your will when you think that you got it, that I'm in control of my soul, and then you're constantly being fed off and preyed upon like parasites.
Yeah.
It's like that is so stressful, and it just leads to ruin, to where now I've deposited like a bank, like a, you know, like I wouldn't want to go to work with a Rolex on or something, you know? It's like I've deposited the most precious thing on earth, and I know it's precious because otherwise these demons wouldn't constantly be after it, trying to bring it down and weigh it down.
Yeah.
So I deposit that soul into the bank of Christ, right, where I know it's safe, you know, and then this magic that we're talking about, it has zero effect on me because anywhere we go in the name of Christ, like, I'm not getting rattled by any spiritual bullshit. So it's like when I see haunted house videos or some shit, and I hear people calling out Christ, I'm like, there you go. That's all you got to do, man. So it doesn't matter if I get abducted by aliens or if I'm fucking haunted by ghosts. It's like, I know this magic of Jesus Christ. Like, they all recognize it. They're all lesser. So prayer through Christ is the most powerful form of magic that is available on earth.
Yeah.
And that is proof to me that that's like the cheat code that's been given to us by God. It's like, I know it's confusing. I know it's brutal down there. I know it gets nasty and wicked. But here, as long as you got this, walk with no fear. As heavy as this reality can get, like three-dimensional reality gets heavy. I'm talking like boot to face heavy. It's not going to shake my faith because my faith is not rooted in this.
Well, and also
physical.
that's when it says your faith's got to be, it can be on sand, can be built on sand. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because then that's whenever it trembles and then you lose faith. And I think that's one thing too, is that people sometimes, I think, like you can have strong faith and then everybody goes through a moment where they kind of are tempted or they get pushed in a way. But I think if you have that strong foundation, that's when you can keep it, right?
And it's other people. It's immediately turning to other people.
Yeah.
When somebody pisses you off or tries to bring it down, man, we pray for that person because I don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
Something negative. I don't want it on me and I don't want it on them.
And I think it's good to have people who are close to the Lord because then they can fill you spiritually when you are low. You know what I'm saying? Like you look to your friend who can help you. Hey, you know what? I know what you're struggling, but you can do this and that. And I think that's what makes it a lot easier.
And to me, God has to be so big. Like, because if God can fit inside of my head, it's not big enough to solve all my problems.
Yeah.
So if I think that I can think like God, then I'm making a mistake. So I don't have to think like God, though. Like he gave me a model. Think like this. Think like this. You know, I love this. This is the most important thing to me. I'm going to send it down for you. And I don't expect to, you know, this is it for you. And it's just the greatest thing.
It's just what Jesus said, man cannot live off bread alone, but must live off the word. And that's so true. Like if you live off the word and you stay in your word, and I have trouble with that too. I mean, you're going to follow Christ. There's no way around it. And I think that's what it is. Like you're saying.
Well, that's what I want to give too. In the same example, I want to give away the thing that I love the most, which is Christ's love for me, which is the conduit to the highest power.
Yes.
Again, I will know what God's will for me is through Christ, because through Christ I can put my soul over there and let it be light. I don't have all these attachments, these parasites trying to feed off this negative energy because I'm not in possession of my soul.
Yeah.
So these demons got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not going to feed off of my soul. I'm not in possession of it.
And it's like when Jesus was tempted in the desert by Satan, he beat him with. He battled him back with scripture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what's crazy. Like people don't realize the power of scripture when you say that. Like he literally did everything he said. He got him back with scripture. And I think that's pretty wild to think that. Or like I think it's in Matthew where Jesus he takes out the demon out from somebody and he sends it to the pigs. But when that demon tells us, "Are you the man sent before the time to torment us?"
Yes.
And that's what's crazy because it's like, dang,
they have to bow down to it.
Yeah, and they know it's
There's
coming.
no stronger power in this realm.
And they thought it was then. He thought it was then when Revelation's coming. That's what's crazy to me. I'm like, even then he thought it was time, but it wasn't time yet.
And so that's it, man. In the sea of anxiety, man, if you can like cling
Yeah.
to Christ like that, like a life vest, it calms everything, man.
For sure.
No matter what this. And if I'm gonna get persecuted for Christ, then bring that on. There's nothing that would make me more proud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than to be imprisoned, persecuted for Christ, because that's the model that was given to me, right?
Yeah.
And so again, nothing's rattling that because this is all temporary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And salvation through Christ is eternal.
For sure.
And that, again, man, I can joke and talk about all kinds of shit that I don't believe in. That is 100% the only thing I believe in because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. I'm one of those people who have had the psychic change. I used to be violently anti-religious. You know, if you knocked on my door talking about Christ, come on in. I'm about to offend you and put down and insult you. And I'm the biggest at that. I don't care. You know, this is bullshit. This is weak to me, actually.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I get it.
So that's the kind of self-will that, and if anybody, you know, who's watching, who's known me before knows that I was that toxic person. I was very unpleasant to be around and you couldn't trust a single thing that I would say. And so it's okay. You don't have to believe a single thing I say. Like now I've had that kind of psychic change. My yeses are yeses and my no's are no's. And I'm okay with that. And I have to be okay with that because I can't go to sleep with anything else. Dishonesty, anything, all of that shit, secrets, lies, dishonesty, trying to screw people over, or even hatred and resentment towards other people. I can't do with that. Man. That will lead me back to a bottle.
Yeah, and then it brings sin in your life, and then that opens up everything else. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I think that's what's good about it. It's like you use yourself as a testimony so people can see Christ, what Christ has done in you, right?
And I use I language.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about me. I don't say what you need to do, what they need to do, what
Yeah.
anybody needs to do. I just know what my problems were, where I was when all of this stuff started coming real.
Yeah.
When I'm right on death's door, like right on the, you know, like days away from organ failure or seizures and you know, like real death, drinking to death, and these entities come out. Now they're pretty brave because like I'm at death's door and they're like sharks or like vultures feeding around and they're whispering and I can hear them and I can see them and it's like, now I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I need, you know, this is like, I need to change.
Yeah.
And so I've seen it enough. I had to believe that the lower entities were real first before I even found the way to defeat them. And then it's like on the battlefield, Christ comes and I'm stomped to shit. I got run over by legions.
Yeah.
You know, and then they props you up,
and that's
dust you off, and now you're in my war.
And that's what's
Now
good
you
about
march.
it.
You march to the next one.
Yeah. And I think that's what's good is like you see that it's you couldn't do it on your own. Christ
Right.
had to do it for you.
Right.
And that's what like some people forget.
I know how hard that is to
Yeah,
hear, man.
yeah.
When people call me at 3 a.m., like OGs, big motherfuckers that I respect, man, that are going through it, struggling, and they go, man, just tell me, what is it, man? I'm like, dude, you want me to condense like 10 years of discipline and sobriety into a thing? It's not gonna benefit you at all, man. I could do it. Like, just tell me, man. It's like, man, it's Christ, dog. And I can hear the phone just be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I know, man. I know you're not trying to hear that.
I know it's
I know
hard.
you want something right now that's
Yeah.
gonna make you feel better right now. That's not the way this is, man. And if you want to get out of this, then
Yeah.
you
You
start
gotta
thinking.
repent, you gotta submit, and you gotta have faith.
That's the thing too.
Yeah.
Is like submit. People hate that, man. Like submit is to me surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender is liberty.
Yeah.
If I surrender, I don't have to keep fighting anymore.
And that's, hey, look, I can't do this. I can't do this on my own. I need you, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it comes down to. And I think that's what changed me was when I finally was like, you know what? I can't do this. I know what kind of person
I don't
am.
want to do this
Yeah.
all by myself. I don't
Yeah.
have to carry all this shit.
Yeah. Because good people go to hell every day. You know what I'm saying? And
well,
I think that's what that's one thing that got me is like,
Yeah.
I may be providing for my family, but dang, bro, I'm actually pretty ugly inside.
Well, what I feel too is like the resentment, the stuff that weighs my soul down, and how replacing it is I think of it as like, okay, God's will is like a wind upon the earth. Like the Holy Spirit is like, it's like when events and stuff happen in ways that I can't explain, but it syncs up in a way that's like, man, that's beautiful. I recognize that. Like that's a God thing for sure.
Yeah.
And so for me to experience that and to be present, to see that, my soul has to be light, has to be so light that God can just move it gently where it needs to be, when it needs to be there. Because if my soul is like weighed down with all this crust of like resentment and hatred and fear, and why don't I have this or comparison, then I can't be moved where I need to be. And the miracles happen when you're there where you need to be, man. That's when you help somebody that really needed your help, man. That could have been a life or death situation, or you totally changed the trajectory of where their life goes. And
That's awesome, man. I think we get into it today, bro.
yeah, well, see, I'm glad that we can end on positive stuff, because like you can zoom out and look at the big picture and go, man, this shit is fucked, and be black pilled and be like, man, it's all the robot AI overlords are gonna come with the robot thought. We're fucked, dude. We're all gonna be chipped and autistic, and we're not gonna be able to talk. And no sex, no organs. There's nothing, you know. Like we're GMO humans. They're gonna break away civilization and live on. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like
I
don't.
hear you, man.
I don't want to live with them, and I don't want to live on what they leave us. So, you know, we're here. We're here now. That's what's important. You know, so
Yeah, man. I mean,
and I'll say this too, the last thing too, I used to, again, part of that psychic change, it used to be when you're run by ego, it's like any room I went into, I want to be the baddest dude, or I want to be if I can't be the baddest and toughest dude, I want to be the funniest, or if I can't be the fun, I want to be the smartest. If I can't be the smart, you know, you're constantly feeling inadequate with that. When you put like whatever room I go into, I just want to be the kindest.
Yeah.
I just want to be the nicest, and you don't even have to try. Because people who try to be nice and kind are like sleazy. They come off as sleazy or slimy.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're just naturally a nice person, then more often than not, you are the smartest person in the room, the funniest, the most charming, the one that people look up to.
Because the things of the world don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's what you do for Christ. That's what it matters, right?
And for others.
And yeah, for sure. But it's like, you know, like when you walk in the room, like you said, you're looking for other people's opinions. But when you're right with Christ and you follow him, all you care about is pleasing him. That's it, right? Like, so it's like all this other stuff don't matter. That's things of the world. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. Like, you know what? You may think I'm crazy the way I talk or the whatever, but hey, man, I'm following the Lord, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm told to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's good, man. I mean, we're getting into it, baby. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm telling you, man, I listen to you guys all the time, and like I listen to podcasts all the time too, man. So I get all this information, and I don't have too many people that I got homies I can call up and, you see this bullshit? What the fuck they're doing? Like, you see this movie coming out, it's gonna be the biggest piece of fucking propaganda bullshit ever. Steven Spielberg movie.
Oh yeah.
But you got to remember, man, sometimes you do pay attention, because they drop this shit. They do kind of
For sure,
put it
man.
out there. So
Yeah.
if you got eyes, you can see it.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
you got the veil taken off.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Like, and it says it in the Bible, take the veil.
I think
when
you're
the
seeing
veil
this
is
too,
lifted.
man. I think you're seeing this too. Like the stage, like we're seeing through the production. You know, all the world's a stage, whatever. When the illusion's up, they're just gonna pack it up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. I mean, right now they're trying to keep it going, but when people have had enough, they're just gonna shut down the production.
Yeah, I hear you.
And what
man.
does that mean for society? It's like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's wild.
Man, they
But it's probably happened before.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably happened many times throughout history, man.
for sure. For
And
sure. It's
this
just
isn't
gonna
a new
repeat itself.
story,
Yeah.
right? But I know my faith tells me that at the end of it, I don't have to worry about it. My soul, again, is going to be exactly where it needs to be when it needs to be there.
Yeah.
So,
hear
and
you.
I hope the same for everybody, man.
Yeah.
That's what I believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow Christ. He's the way, he's the truth, he's the light. That's the truth, man. I
Yes,
think,
sir.
and that's what I think sometimes people kind of forget, and I think that's what's sad about it, is that they push this this fake Jesus when the real Jesus asks for repentance and for you to carry your own cross and follow him. You know what I'm saying? And don't live in sin, and your sin, don't make your sin okay. And I think that's what people have to realize. And once they, all you have to do is submit. And
Yeah.
I think, and you have to have faith. And I think
I've got this is kind of like a little personal story too, but like this summer, man, I'm planning on getting baptized, like in my own backyard in that above ground pool.
Oh, nice,
I was
bro.
gonna do. And it's just one of those things, man. I'm not like a scholar, a biblical scholar. I don't attend like every week, but I know that it was important to Jesus, and the more I've been looking into it, it's important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one thing that I'm going to do personally. I'm not making a huge event out of it. And I'm probably only inviting like 1 to 2 people. And it's so funny because one of the people that like I'm inviting, it's like, man, it's like, this dude just used to be like a weed dealer, man, my weed dealer, man.
Yeah.
And he's like a scary looking cat, man. I was like, this dude's either been to prison, the oil field, it's probably both. It's both. But then it's like serious kind of scary motherfucker that I would see from the streets, but I've seen his Bible. He's shown me his Bible, and every day this fool texts me.
Yeah.
You know, every day this fool's texting me scripture. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's probably a long list. You know, shout out, you know who you are, man. My brother in Christ. But it's like there are people like that, and I've heard people talk about Christ and Christianity for so long as a kid, and a lot of times that's what pushed me away from it. Wasn't the message, it was the messengers.
Yeah.
And to me, it's so crazy where your actual faith and inspiration comes from, where I'm like, this is the only person that over the past however many years has every single day nonstop cared enough about my spiritual well-being to share what is his spiritual routine with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's, to me, it's just, again, it's like
a
Jorge
blessing.
Masvidal when he talks about his thing with Ben Askren getting
Yeah.
invited to his baptism.
Yeah,
When I hear
yeah.
him talk about that shit will bring tears to my eyes too, man.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the kind of example I'm talking about. You have a real street dude who, through the power of Christ, man, turns this thing around in a
Yeah.
way that's like miraculous. That like
Yeah.
old you, how it started, how it's going. It's not always bad, man. It's like
Yeah.
that kind of shit is like life changing.
Yeah,
man.
you die to your flesh and rise in Christ. That's the beautiful
Yeah.
thing about it. And I think sometimes people kind of lose the meaning of it, but it means so much more. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And you
Or
know,
it can seem cheesy or corny, and again,
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's the messenger.
Yeah.
And I always joke too. I'm like, man, I wish they talked about Nephilim and giants and fallen angels and shit in the Book of Enoch. I wish they brought that shit up in Sunday school. But again, they got more important things to do, man. They're trying to save souls. I get
Yeah.
it, man. This is whatever their system that's worked for hundreds of years. That's
Yeah.
cool, man. Find what works for you.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
for sure.
take what worked, like Bruce Lee, take what works. That doesn't mean create your own like new age fucking cult.
No,
You
fo-
know?
fo- follow-
Just don't take just what you want to hear.
Yeah, follow the word. Follow
But
what
the
Jesus did.
the times have changed, so delivery has to change.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, and it can't be through AI.
What we could be
No.
told, like the stuff that I learned, was just told through my mother, and I was okay with that. I am okay with that. A lot of those relationships are broken now. So they need different delivery. Whether it's a teenage person in your school ready to debate anybody who says different. Maybe that's the delivery or the opening that you need. So it's a different world, man, and a lot of the delivery has changed. And for us, maybe it's doesn't look right or seem right, but it's bringing a lot of people. Like you said, there's this insane resurgence, right? And you see it every day.
I see it, but I'm in karate stance, man.
Yeah.
I see it.
I see you. I see that, and I understand that. And maybe we're skeptical about
but we
some
should
of the
be.
stuff.
We should be.
Yeah, and that's all right. That's all right. I also don't have the time to question anybody's their own journey. I don't have the time for that. I only think about myself, and I don't and whether or not I'm doing things that I'm supposed to be doing for my family, for the people around me, for my friends, stuff like that. And I think if a lot more people stop trying to change the world, because there's too much of that right now. Like, they're trying to change it for the worse and for the better. I get it. There's both sides, but a lot of small focus. And some of the stuff, there's like, Garrett, the stuff that he's focusing on the kids in sports.
Oh, yeah, that's the Coach Garrett, right?
Yeah, the kids in
episode.
sports. And I think that is going to have a historical change. Why? Because all of those kids that he is changing through the word of God in sports are going to pass that on to their kids and their kids. And that's the way that it needs to change. And I do see a lot of that happening. Like, you see Ricky's kids are the ones that influenced him. You know what I mean? And that, where did they get influenced? They got influenced by somebody. Was it at school? Was it at one of their friends? Was it whatever? So it does work. It does work, even though we, shy away from it because of our era, our generation. We shy away from those things.
Our pride,
right? So,
really. I think a lot of it is our pride, too.
Yeah.
It kind of keeps you away. And then, but just like you said, my daughter, I mean, my wife is the one that put a lot of the spiritual talk in her. And then she was just like, kept saying she wanted to go to church. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to go to church. You know what I'm saying? I did that for years. And then finally, I took her somewhere I knew she was looking for. And that ended up changing the whole family, bro. So, I got my son here. He comes every Monday. He does a Bible class over here. So it's like, and we didn't tell him to. He did it on his own.
That's beautiful.
My daughters, they do that too. But I think that's what's the power of prayer, and then the power of trusting God, because I think sometimes we look to God for money and finances and stuff, which is
911 prayers.
Exactly. And I think that you can ask for these things, but I think sometimes the Lord's he's gonna bless you in other ways. And
How do you feel when people call you like that?
What do you mean?
These 911 calls. You never hear from them, but
You know
hey,
what?
man, I really need you to get me out of this
I'm
jam,
okay.
man.
I don't care,
swear, man, this is the last time, man.
And I'm okay with
I'll
it.
be real. That doesn't bother me at all. I think.
I know.
I think it shows respect. I think it shows me that they
know they
respect
can
me,
call
and they
you.
know that I'll be there for them. And I think it's the same way with God.
Yeah.
He knows that at any moment He'll be there for me, and it could be. And like I've said before, I do it for everything. It doesn't matter for me. There's nothing too small or nothing too great. And of course I'm Catholic, so we talk about the saints and everything, and people have their issues with that, or have their opinions of that and stuff like that. But these are people that perform miracles, and some of those same miracles, it could be as easy as losing your keys, man. And Santa Elena is somebody that we will talk to, like, hey, catch me them keys, man, because I cannot find them. Help me clear my mind. And so all of that stuff, I don't, as far as I'm concerned, any prayer is a good prayer. As long as it has good intention. Obviously, don't pray for somebody to die, or pray for somebody to harm to be brought to them, and don't manifest that in that way. And
dude, I've
cool.
even in meetings too, man. I'm dealing with some people, man. They're really going through it, and they have like a lot of trauma associated, with religion or God, and a lot of times, man, people are angry at God. And even if they are angry and cursing at God and stuff, I'm like, hey, man, at least you're acknowledging the reality of something beyond you, because you can't hate something that you don't believe in.
You know what I mean? That
Right.
is where you have to start. If there's good, there's evil. So you have to believe on both sides of that, man.
And I think that's where it comes with the relationship. Tell him. Let him know. He'll listen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to have faith.
Cry out.
Call to Christ and talk to him, because that's what it is. It's relationship. Have that true relationship with him. That's what's going to change everything. Because I went to church all my life. I didn't follow Jesus or Christ at all. But once I really talked to Christ, bro, that brought me a whole nother level.
And then it's crazy too, because in my experience, I've gone down so many rabbit holes, gone through so many, like looking for this like spiritual truth. You know, I used to gobble up handfuls of mushrooms and acid, and you know, I used to like the ayahuasca stuff. I try everything,
looking for answers,
anything to like this outside of whatever this is here. You know, looking for it, and then eventually, after you've exhausted every kind of thing, you come back to like, all right, where you were.
Yeah,
so it's like this has kind of been here all along, and not only that, but all of the stuff that I'd heard before, it kind of like subconsciously sank in, and now I'm experiencing it, and it's like it's all beckoning you back. It's like the prodigal son type.
And I think a lot of it's too,
Return.
like people kind of deny spiritualism in a way, like that they know the Holy Spirit, but they don't know it, they don't feel it, and they deny. They kind of don't even lean on it for discernment or to lead them. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what kind of holds you back a little bit when you start to, hey man, the Holy Spirit's going to guide me.
Well, that's why this kind of new age shit is so dangerous, man, because people will say like, yeah, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then like, it's like, okay, well, you're keeping yourself open like spiritually, but like sometimes some of those practices, like you're opening your spiritual up, like
To
can
demonic.
be harmful,
Negativity.
harmful to you. Yeah. Or you start worshiping yourself or your own self-will, or like manifestation is one of those things. Like, like I manifested this. It's like, oh, okay. That's the clear difference between like,
but is it positive or negative?
Between like me and you? I don't manifest shit in my life because I'm not in control. It's not my will.
When you say
my will be done.
When you mean manifest, you think
You know when people say like,
I'm gonna be a millionaire, or I'm gonna be this. Like
I'm gonna be the
people say
champion.
when you manifest it and you know that it's gonna happen, that it happens. You're right. I don't do that either.
It's a form
I
of
ask
meditation.
I ask for blessings.
Yeah, and then
That's what I
also
do.
we're willing. Please give me the strength and the willingness to kind of go forward and do that.
well then that's I mean they're making their own will. They're not trusting His will.
Right.
They're making their
Right.
own
It's
will.
different.
And that's when you have no faith in Christ.
But I think this is the thing.
Or you just haven't experienced the danger of ego.
But when
What
it
you
comes
want
to
might not be good.
pride.
when it comes to those things, and it's people trying to be successful or anything like that, it's also very dangerous for us to keep making positive things negative, because people do that a lot. People who are religious do that a lot. Like, well, yeah, you're having success, or you're making money, or you're this, that, and the other, but really you're not doing good with it, or you're not. It's very difficult because people are being negative for positive things that you are doing. And I don't, in my mind, and anybody can have their opinion, I don't care. In my mind, God wants you to do well, and in my mind, God wants you to help yourself. So if you're working hard, being positive, trying to make money, and we say that's bad because you're trying to make money, instead of that, just try to be a good person or try to do something. We don't know where that person is going to get to or what that person's going to do once that is made, like the money's made. If you do something positive with it, then it's a good thing in my eyes, and I can't spin it negatively. I can't say that person, as hardworking as they are, or as hard as they're pushing, and it may be manifestation where they're trying to manifest themselves being an owner of a business, or getting a promotion at work, or whatever it is that you're working on. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we all manifest. We're just not saying it in words. We manifest. Why? Because at one point you thought to yourself, man, I want to do this. I want to be a business owner. And I want to do exactly. You want to be goal oriented. And yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to be goal oriented. Just don't forget about your relationship with God. Yeah. And I carry God in everything that I do. And I thank God for everything that I get. I don't forget. Right. I don't forget, but I am pushing to be successful. For sure. And I am pushing to get to another level for my family, for my kids, for whatever, whether that means material possessions, which I do my best to give, whether it's within my family, outside of my family, charity, whatever I can do at some point, even if it's giving somebody a ride. And we all have those moments where like, man, should I help that person or not? If I'm going saying yes more than I'm saying no, I have to count that as a victory for myself.
But
And
I think sometimes though, but that's all good. But sometimes you can get carried away in your career or look into money, right? So I think that's when you have to say, "Hey, Lord, look, if it's your will, Lord, then I'll do it. If it's not, because sometimes we may not be good with money, or we may want this, and that's not good for us, right? So I think that's what you have to look is like, hey, Lord, look, Lord, this is what I'm asking, but if it's not for me, then that's okay, because I have faith in you. You're gonna take care of me. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
I like.
That's okay, and it's okay
Because
what
we
I'm
can-
saying is it's okay to want things, and it's okay also to believe in God, and that God is gonna right the ship, right you where you're going.
Yeah, you don't want
join you in that journey.
Yeah, you don't want to just survive. Like, you want to thrive, and like
Yes.
you said, you want to succeed so that you can be in a better position to help out more people. As long as that's your intent, you know, then that's what God wants us to do.
I think that intent should go anywhere, and it's funny because like. It's so funny because I think about these things, and you always think about why am I like that? But honestly, you think about some things, and it's because, you know, God makes you charitable. God was charitable, right? And so it's funny, like we if I make money or I get a bonus or I do something like that, I'm always looking at like, hey, let me take my mom and dad out to eat. Let me treat them. Let me treat this other person. Hey, can I get uniforms for all the kids? Maybe they can't afford the uniform for the team.
That's like the abundance
Those
mindset.
things are the things that stick with me, and I think that's what people need to work on. If you're thinking like, man, how am I gonna keep this wealth? That's where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
I don't ever think about how am I going to keep this wealth. I just think about how am I going to get better.
Yeah.
Right? How am I going to get better? How am I going to hit the next level? I don't think about keeping wealth, because if I sit around and I think about people that I know are well off, whether or not they're good people or bad people, I mean, you can judge everyone on something that they've done, something that they've bought, something. So I don't think about that. I don't think about that. I think about the person and what they've done for other people. It doesn't necessarily have to be me, but I think about other people like Romeo. Romeo's done very well for himself, but at every level that Romeo has done well for himself, he thinks about other people or thinks about how he can help you, or you know what I'm saying? And I think I think that is something that comes from God. I don't think it can come from anywhere
sometimes
else.
Sometimes the devil will bless you to where you don't look to God. Like, yeah, you may thank God, but the devil will bless you so much to where you don't have. All you do is, that's what it says. That's what Jesus said. What is it? What worth is it to gain the world but lose your soul? Right? Because it's real easy. Yeah, for sure. Like, God can bless you, and that's great. But I think it's real easy to where you start to lean on your own path, your own self, and your own ambitions. And so, because what if the Lord doesn't want you to have that? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you start to blame the Lord if you don't get it.
Exactly. And then maybe the devil is like, you know what? I'm going to give him all this so that he doesn't have to depend on the Lord. He'll just have to depend on me. Or now he doesn't know he's depending on me, but he's made money and success is God. But I think that's where you have to kind of.
I'll be honest. To me, that's a fear that people who have still a lot of work to do with their relationship with God. To me, if you're not positive that the blessing is coming from God, and you continue, or you think that you should,
there's a feeling you get.
Wait, for me personally,
this ain't worth it.
I know if I feel blessed or I feel like I should do something, it's a feeling that I get. I don't feel like
discernment.
Yeah, I don't feel like people who are confident that the blessings are being given to you by someone. I don't feel like somebody who's a thankful person and takes those blessings in like that is looking to take those blessings like, man, I'm going to flip these blessings into something else. And if I don't get it, I'm upset at God about it. Like, it's very difficult for me to think in that fashion, because I don't even understand that, to be honest with you. I've been thanking God for everything. And yes, money included. anything that happens with money, any promotion that I've gotten, any person that I've met, I thank God for my wife. I thank God for my kids. I thank God for my parents. I thank God for the house I live in. I thank God for everything. And when everything is centralized to that, it's very difficult for me to think about, man, this might be a gift from the devil.
Yeah.
This might be a gift from.
Well, it's not a gift. It's more of a distraction.
Well, do you know,
I get that.
You know,
I
I
get
like.
that.
I'm not a big fan of, but I like when Dave Ramsey talks about how it's like not our money. It's like God's money. It's like it's currency, and that's the way I'm kind of looking at it now as a business owner. Like I'm not thinking check to check anymore. It's like money just kind of flows in, and I just take from it as I need. I pay my bills, and then this business is kind of just like my windmill or water mill. And that's kind of weird too with money, man. Money is kind of magic as well too. I think since Babylon, money is
we're the one who make it important. We're the ones who make it important.
There is some things to be cautious about for sure, but and again, we can't be attached to anything. Nothing material, and then nothing is immaterial, especially as money. Because again, it is just they use all this water. Like maritime language around it, currency, banks, flow, underwater, over your head. Like,
it for me is real simple, man.
It just moves.
Money's not permanent.
Right. It's just a means to an end. It enables me to do what I want to do and what I hope God wants me to do. What God wants me to do first. Yeah. And usually that always pretty much syncs up with what I want to do. Yeah. I want to work hard, make good money, and then go train and be healthy. Yeah. And usually if I keep God first and I keep other people first, all of my needs are met, and then I get the fancy extra stuff, like a watch or a phone or a TV or a PlayStation or a new truck. Like that's all great and all, but I'm not like, yes, look what I did. It's like, man, look at like where I'm at now, where I was now, and where my faith has brought me, and where like God pointed me in a direction like a wind up, march. Yeah, and it's like now, I have one master. And like this is my general, and in this war, it's not a war with guns and bombs. I don't have to be hateful, or there is no enemies to me. This is all, we fight this war with love and kindness and forgiveness.
Well, I think that's why they say lean on the Lord every time, because something could come up to you and you're like, you know what? I don't know if the Lord wants me on this. I'm going to need to pray on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, you know what? I might need to pray on this because I don't know where I need to go with this. And I think that's where it's like.
And you got to have people you can trust, that you can consult with, man, and talk with, and like your family. And that's where honesty comes in always. And you got to be able to be upfront and have your boundaries known, and be willing to defend those boundaries.
But at any point, like for me, at any point, if I make a decision that I feel was negative, it's just like repenting. You make a decision that you feel was negative, man. You just have to be secure enough to say, I messed up.
Yeah, it's like buyer's remorse.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And you just gotta be secure enough in yourself to say, like, man, I fouled up. I shouldn't have done that. Like, I shouldn't have. It's the same thing with your kids, man. I should not have showed my daughter that. Let's rein it back. I should not have taught her that. Let's rein it back. I shouldn't have said that. Let's rein it back.
Or if you apologize, it's usually because you were solely thinking of self and not thinking of how actions affect others. That's
100%. You have to be secure in yourself to apologize, and that includes God, but everyone else too. Like I'm not saying that everything that I do just because I thought it in the moment was right. Like you said, you can have those times, but just be secure enough to apologize for it. Do what you need to do to make it right. I'm okay with doing that. And sometimes when we're talking about money, sometimes money is what helps you make it right. It is what it is. It's a material possession that we have made important in the world now, and sometimes that allows you to make things right, even if that's what caused the issue in the first place. You know what I mean?
And even if you can, I just try to gamify it. Yeah, the tokens in this game.
Yeah,
it's not all about. It's not all about the tokens. Yeah, but like that is the goal, man.
This one's been a long one.
Yeah, man. We definitely, unfortunately, we gotta shut her down.
Hell yeah,
but
that was good though,
man. It was real good having you here, man. We had some good conversations, and hopefully everybody enjoys it. If you want to give a quick, last shout out.
Yeah, shout out Clarity Pool Co. Hit me up this summer if you need some work. Come get some work. If you need some pool help, I'm your guy.
And Rick will be putting out the information. And it was at the beginning.
Texas Top Team. Come train with us.
Shout out to them, man. So we appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the sponsors,
check out our
man.
sponsor,
Hopefully
Underdog Wireline. I know you heard of them, but I'm going to remind you guys, they offer wireline services from anything from open hole to completion. They do logging, they do frag jobs, they do about pretty much anything you want. They also offer layout machines. They got a slick line. They even got a torquing test now. So, give these guys a call. We're going to have all the links in the description below us. Give them a shout out. They're a local business out of Midland, Texas, and they really are a great company, man. So, show them support like you support us. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Patch Boys here. Blessed again to be announcing another sponsor for us. This one's going to be Titan. They're running out of crane. They're real close to me. It's family. So we want you guys to support them like they support us, right? So they're running out of crane. If you want to get in contact with them, it's 432-307-1960. Some of the stuff that they offer right now, if they have rustabout maintenance crews, trash trailers, porta potties, combo trailers, forklifts, and they're adding more stuff every single day. So if you guys want to support them so they can continue to support us and give you all the content that you want, go ahead and give them a call. Thank you.